G'day guys, welcome back to your English Aussie as we kick off the live stream for Game Week 22. Luca, hey mate, welcome to the chat. Gary, is Palmer starting? Palmer did have injury flag at the moment. He hasn't trained. They're unsure whether he will be available or not for Chelsea. Morning, Jonesy. Good to see you, mate. Good to have you in the room. Luca can't catch a break. Bench Robinson for Gabriel last minute too. Then he gets robbed of an assist. Yeah, look, last week was to be honest, was a bit of a difficult week, to be honest. I think generally a lot of the results were quite difficult to have predicted what happened. And to be honest, I've also been out all week this week. So looking through a lot of them, I was a bit baffled when I saw some of the results coming in. So I think, sometimes these weeks happen in FPL. You can't always predict things correctly every week. And you've just got to try and manage your team through those weeks. Make sure that you've got to try and have the best sort of team set up for every week, the best you can. And sometimes upsets happen. Sometimes results that you weren't expecting happens. Especially at this time of the year where teams set up with such a different tactical setup in various weeks. I think over this sort of Christmas, New Year's window, you see managers and teams tweaking stuff quite frequently, and that's just because A, injuries, B, the quick turnaround times between games, obviously really difficult to do and make it through. So yeah, the quote for Palmer, hey Junta, I'll get to you as well, mate. Quote for Palmer was Cole had a kick in the ankle in the first half against Bournemouth. He didn't train and they weren't sure whether he was going to train. For me, I would say start Palmer. If he's not going to play, he's just not going to play. I don't think they'll bring him on off the bench unless they're really struggling against Bournemouth in the last 20 minutes or so. So I'd start him. I think the upside for him is worth starting regardless. Lucas on to Bruno thinking it was sound transfer, ended up as a 20-point swing. Yeah, that's really tough though, mate, to be honest. And easily you could have gone to Ahmad and ended up with a great result. So I mean, those sort of things are tough. I actually think Bruno over the next few weeks, really good fixtures for United. Him and Ahmad is pretty tough to pick between. But yeah, just got to keep going, mate. Juntao, bench 1, Trent, Robinson, Munoz. Trent, Robinson, Munoz. I mean, if I tell you about my team, you probably might have an idea of what I would do. I've actually got Trent on the bench, second on the bench this week as well, against Brentford. Robinson and Munoz. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I do prefer them both as options. I think Fulham haven't been fantastic defensively at the moment, but Robinson's had a lot of good attacking potential. And really, that's what you're looking at for defenders at the moment, attacking potential. And I don't think Trent has that, to be honest. As I've been saying for many weeks, I think that Trent's not been playing in those more advanced positions for Liverpool. He's been playing in a deeper role. Look, I think Brentford is probably going to be a similar case. I think they're obviously a very attacking team, like to try and push Liverpool's defence back. It's likely that he'll be playing in that more reserved role against Brentford. For me, he is somebody that I'd be looking to get in Game Week 23 for Ipswich and then the double game week. But this week, I just don't think he's a great option, so I'd probably bench Trent. Luca bought the wrong keeper too, ended up buying Alisson over Verbruggen. Look, I like Alisson long term. I think he's going to be a good pick for you. 23, 24 good weeks for Liverpool. And then going forwards after that, Wolves, nice. And then from 28 through to 33, some really nice fixtures for Liverpool. So hold on to Alisson. Hopefully he can pay back dividends. Neil, hey mate, I will get to your question, just running through everything. Juntao, what's the best option if I already played my triple capped? Everyone will play it on Liverpool double game week. Yeah, everyone will probably play it on Liverpool double game week. What's the best option if you've already played it? Just to keep going, mate. No need to worry about those sort of things. Look, your option, like, it depends what your team is, to be honest, and feel free to post your team ID in the chat and we can talk about it. There is obviously the option in that double game week to go for like a Cody Gakpo over a Mo Salah or something like that to sort of have that differential against the triple captain. But for me, look, triple captain's only like 1 times the points that Salah scores in that double game week. So unless he has a huge week, which obviously could happen with Mo Salah, you know, maybe 10, 15 points you might be missing out on over the course of that week. If you're unlucky, probably 20 plus. But look, you just got to use your chips nicely as we come through the rest. And I will talk through maybe some chip strategy this week as well. I do have a little chip strategy sort of spreadsheet set up for you guys to have a look at and for us to go through. And I can talk through maybe when I think the best time is to play a lot of these chips. Santa Bruno. Who to bench between Elanga, Ahmad, João Pedro and PALMER? Neil. Look, for me, I would say I like Elanga, I like Ahmad, João Pedro versus United. I'd play PALMER for sure. I'd play Elanga against Southampton as well. I think my thoughts, again, like Southampton, what I've talked about Juric and their counter-pressing, and their midfield hasn't really quite got it right when to step up. And like if they try and counter-press Forest are going to just spring on the counter. They have that sort of fast progressive play, and Elanga is going to be like really important in that. So him, Gibbs, White, Wood, all good options this week. Again, wouldn't go for the captaincy with Wood, but yes, probably between Ahmad and João Pedro for me. Just given the fact that Ahmad's just come off the back of a hat trick, I'd probably play Ahmad. I'd bench João Pedro against United. United have been pretty decent defensively this year as well, to be honest. I know, like obviously, like we have to look in a specific subset in that sort of Amorim period. But look, I think if Welbeck comes back for Brighton and they play João Pedro and Welbeck, I think João Pedro looks a lot better in that number 9 role behind Welbeck. But for me, I would bench him this week. I think those other options look a bit better. Probably have a little bit higher upside at the moment. That's what I'd go for. Midfielders also get the extra point for a goal. Luca, let me chuck your team up on screen, mate, and we'll go through it. You'd bench Ahmad because of pens. Yeah, I think that's a fair call. What's your team ID? 219 7148. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't really enjoyed watching João Pedro or Brighton in that sort of in their attacking patterns lately. I think they looked a little bit better against Ipswich, but yeah, let's have a look at this team. Yeah, I'd bench João Pedro for me, Neil. That would be my call. But yeah, definitely think it's between him and Ahmad. I feel like Van Dijk is going to haul in the double game week. I really hope he doesn't. Congrats on the 1K. Thanks, Luca, mate. Yeah, 1K subs. We're really growing super fast, actually. I think this channel, people are really starting to enjoy the sort of tactical analysis I've been giving on it. So, and hopefully the fact that I can sort of spend the time answering you guys' questions in the chat is good as well. Liam, I will get to you shortly. Jonesy as well, chuck your team IDs in the chat, mate. I'll go through yours as well after. All right, Luca. Alisson in goal. Look, I like it for 24. I think that will hopefully be good. Gabriel, Munoz, Hall, Robinson, Greaves. I mean, to be honest, like that's the exact defence which, if I was on a wild card, is probably what I'd be looking at. Maybe with the exception of Munoz, because I'm trying to manage that game week 29. And sort of those Liverpool, I'm assuming Liverpool turnover Spurs, which is a bit of a big assumption, but obviously we'll know more come game week. When is that? Second round. I've got it on here. Yeah, after game week 24, we'll know a little bit more after that semi-final too, and that's the time where really you can start making your plans for 29, whether you're going to free hit then, whether you're going to go through then without the free hit and then free hit in 34. So I think your team's sort of fine for the time being, Luca. I'd look to sort of work towards the triple Liverpool for 24. I don't think necessarily you need to go to Everton players unless you are looking to sort of maybe you're switching out of a Munoz or you're switching out of, I don't know, Greaves to upgrade. You could look for a Mikolenko, but for me, I don't really love any of the Everton options. And in that double game week, if Liverpool spank them 5-0, let's just say, like, that's 1 point for the defender. So really, it's a single game week for Everton anyway. So unless you're going for the attacking players, and if we've watched them lately, we know they're carrying like 0 attacking threat. I almost think Everton players for the double game week don't make that much sense. Outside of that, Salah, Fernandes, Gordon, Palmer, Rodgers. I mean, exactly what I'd want, really. And Mbumo, the only already other option I'd be looking at up top. Wissa, Isak, JP. Yeah, I mean, JP for maybe Chris Wood. Oh, you bought Wood this week for JP. Screw me over. Yeah, Wood's just been the king of FPL, hasn't he? Absolute king of FPL. He's at captain. Yeah, we'll get to you guys and Nick as well. We'll come through to your questions in a sec. Yeah, look, to be honest, Luke, I'd look to sort of aim to sort of work on that, getting the triple Liverpool in. Whether you want to go in the midfield or you want to go up top, maybe like a Gakpo for João Pedro, take a risk there from an attacking perspective. Obviously, we heard the news recently of the Jota sort of not being fit again, sort of ifs and buts. So again, he's not now ready for the 90 minutes again. Can't really trust his minutes at all. That maybe opens up a possibility of Luis Diaz being an option in that double game week. For me, a little bit risky. That is sort of upside chasing. I know you do like to do that. I know you just said hate point chasing, but I know it has been a bit of your strategy for points this year. So, yeah, if you want to chase that upside, Gakpo, maybe Luis Diaz. For me, I'd probably bring in a VVD, Canate, Trent, one of those in defence for the triple up and double Liverpool defence. So, especially Everton, I think, is just the game that you want to keep a clean sheet in. It's nice fixture. So that's my thoughts, mate. And then I'd look to roll up until that game week 24 finishes. If you can roll outside of that, those Liverpool transfers, and then you can have a think about what you're going to do chip wise. 29, 34. Liam, need to bench one. Mario, Robinson, TA. Oh, sorry, was that you next? Or did I miss someone? Yeah, Liam. Need to bench one. Mario, Robinson, TA, Gabriel. Mario's against Everton, can't bench Mario against Everton. Robinson, I'd probably play over Trent. Then Gabriel versus Villa v Trent v Brentford. I'd probably bench Trent. In that. I think Brentford are going to score. Trent's playing that more deeper role under slot as well. So I'd bench Trent, to be honest. I'm benching Trent this week. So Isak captain M. I think Isak's a good option as captain. I think it's between him and Salah this week. Obviously, he's been in great form. Nice one, Liam. Yeah, same page as well. That's good to know. If I'm helpful, please give a sub and like the stream, mate. Help us grow. Keep growing. He's that captain. I think it's 50-50, him and Salah, to be honest. I've gone Salah just because of the extra point for the goal for the midfielder. But I mean, he's on for that Jamie Vardy record at the moment, so he's not a terrible option at all for me. I think it's a gut feel on that sort of Isak Salah call, and I think either way, I would say there's no wrong pick for the two of them. Fixture-wise this week, Bournemouth at home. Obviously conceded to Chelsea. I wasn't expecting a PALMER return really in that game at all. Only conceded one. Bournemouth have been pretty good defensively, but they do tend to concede from central areas of the pitch. Often strikers have scored quite a few goals against Bournemouth, so I don't think Isak is a bad shout, and Newcastle have just been in great form. And I actually expect Bournemouth at home to be a little bit more open, a bit more attacking, and Newcastle to cause them problems with the high press. But then Liverpool against Brentford. Brentford are going to not sit. They're not going to sit deep in a low block against Liverpool. That's obviously. Don't think team numbers are coming up on your chat. Oh, are you posting team numbers in there, Jonesy? And they're not coming up. If you give me like the name, team name, and like manager name, I can probably find it. It's a bit annoying to do, but I can do it via your team name. If you can give me that, I'll try that. Sorry. Yeah. So I do think that again, Salah against Brentford's also nice, just because of the case that Brentford are not going to sit in that deep block against Liverpool like all the other teams have that have caused Liverpool problems offensively, like Forest. Even Southampton actually caused Liverpool some problems in their low block before they started trying to pass their way out of the back and gave us some goals. But yeah, so I think Salah's a good option as well. Luke, I think I saw Munoz to Trent / VVD for Ipswich. Yeah, I think that's a good option, mate. I'd probably look at that as well. And that saves you having like a Palace and a Liverpool also in there, just in case they're both playing in 29 and you want to work through that game week. Did you see I brought in Wood this week for game? JP. Nick, currently captain on Palmer and vice on Salah. Do you believe Palmer will get a big haul if available to play? Would you recommend me to change captain? Well, I got the call wrong last week with Palmer, but I think if he plays 90 minutes against Wolves, he's a good captaincy pick. I think I prefer Salah. Hard to say because, to be honest, like I think Palmer v Wolves is actually also like not a terrible captaincy. Just the risk for me of him coming off the bench, playing 20 minutes. Like say it's 1-1 at 60 minutes, they bring Palmer on. I think you don't want to take that sort of risk on a captaincy decision. I don't think you will lose. I don't think a lot of people are going to captain Palmer because of that potential issue. But we will keep checking out whether there are, like for example, there might be some late team. Chelsea Tuesday, no late team news for Chelsea. Yeah, so I would probably change to Salah, mate. I just think that's not the way to go. It's a bit too much of a risk. With front three, let me see. Oh yeah, there we go, Jonesy. I'll get to you, mate. I'll get to you. With front three of Wood, Wissa, Isak, who would you sell for Gakpo? Ooh, that is a great question, Luca. Let me refer to my fixture difficulty calendar. I won't put it on screen just because I haven't set it up on screen because I'm away at the moment, but I'll set it up later to put on screen. If you don't have Mbumo, I'd keep Wissa. And I'd probably sell Chris Wood. Ooh. I know that's rough to say after the form he's been in. But I just think from 24, like Brentford have Tottenham, West Ham, Leicester, Everton, all nice fixtures. I like, and you don't have Mbumo either, so I think I like Wissa. And I think Forest have Brighton, Fulham, Newcastle, Arsenal, Man City. That's not great. I think like you could easily come back to Chris Wood in 29. Could easily come back to Chris Wood in 29. I would sell Chris Wood. I think he's. I know that's tough given you just brought him in, but I'd probably sell Chris Wood to Gakpo. No worries, Nick. If FPL Wonder, I will get to you. Nick, good to see you in here. D-Trader, I will talk through my 24 plans. Liam, also coming through to you as well. Jonesy, let me try and get your team up in here. I'll try and answer the other questions in the meantime. Do I play Colwill or Timber? Colwill, I would say. Liam, I think. Yeah, I think Wolves Cunha not 100% to be available either. Yeah, I would. I'd play Colwell. Yeah, if helpful, guys, please sub to the channel. Actually, sorry, Timber. Colwell might not be available. Actually, no, I'd probably play Colwell if he's not going to come on off the bench. So I'd start Colwell, have Timber first on your bench. Sorry, Jonesy, mate, you're going to have to help me out. What's your manager name? Because we got tons of Can You Believe It's on here. So if you can give me like player name, like whatever that is, I'll put it in. I'll guess it, Jones. Been trying to chat, but it doesn't let me post earlier, Nick. Oh, sorry, mate. I don't know what's going on with it. Should be able to. George Jones. Okay. No, George Jones. Is that definitely the name, Jonesy? Oh, let's just say George. No, can't get in there. George Jones lowercase. Oh, come on. Let's try this. No, it's not giving me anything, mate. Sorry. Chuck me your team ID on Insta. I am. Where's my Insta? I think I'm the English Aussie on Insta as well. Yeah, FPL_ the English Aussie. Just chuck it in my chat, and I'll pull you up on the screen. Yeah, or Twitter. Twitter's fine. Twitter's fine. I think I'm like FPL_T on there. FPL Wonder, hey mate, I got Colwell flagged on my bench is shit. Greaves and Fayers. Should I change to Milenkovic? Yeah, I would change to Milenkovic. Well, think about like what your team structure is, FPL Wonder. If you do have like your team ID, I can chuck it in the chat here, and we can go through it. But yeah, I would say like obviously consider maybe moving to some Liverpool guys as well for the double game week. But I also think like at this stage, Nottingham Forest this week against Everton, I mean for me is the biggest clean sheet that you could go for. So yeah, Isaac, good seeing it. Isaac. I don't know, man. I can't pronounce words. Good to see you back in the chat. Yeah, so for me, I'd probably change to Milenkovic. But if you chuck your team ID in the chat, FPL Wonder, I can pull you up on the screen and be able to maybe give a bit more better advice than that, because then we can talk through your team in a little bit more detail. D Trader, my plans for double game week. And maybe if I just show you my team quickly on the screen before I go back to Isaac's team to chat through. I'm looking to bring in Alisson for Ramsdale, and I'm looking to move out Gvardiol for Mykolenko next week. And I don't think that an Everton player is necessary, but I'm just bringing him in because, I don't know, maybe I might not bring in Mykolenko next week, but I'll be bringing in Alisson for Ramsdale for sure. And I'll have the 3 Liverpool. I'll have to think about that other slot for the defender. I think the Everton fixtures are not that bad, and maybe if they improve a little bit under Moyes, from 24 through to 29 is quite nice. Leicester, Palace, Man United, Brentford, Wolves, West Ham. And I want someone that plays a nice fixture in 29, because I'm trying to manage through that 29 without playing a free hit, and that's sort of my plan. D Trader. Team ID is working in the chat. Lovely, Jonesy, mate. Is Palmer out? Look, the quote was, and I'll read it for you on Palmer. He had a kick in the ankle in the first half against Bournemouth. He didn't train today. This was yesterday, and they don't know if they'll train tomorrow or in 2 days. Look, I personally think Palmer will be all right. He'll play. Like this has happened before with Maresca. Not that he's not forthcoming at all. I think Maresca is really good in press conferences, very forthcoming. But yeah, I think he'll probably play. But yeah, just wouldn't captain him just because of the off chance he doesn't. Same with Colwill, Fernandez, and Lavia. All of them not in the session, and so there are 3 or 4 players who are doubts for Monday's game. He said because of that. So I will get to Isaac's team now. Do you think I should bring a Gakpo for TAA for tripling up Liverpool? Or TAA, sorry, tripling up Liverpool. Look, I personally, at the moment, would say TAA. Again, like, if we look at Gakpo lately, and I think like his minutes have been good. Obviously, the issue with Jota sort of, I know he's now suffered another like slight knock. Gakpo's minutes have been really good for the last 1, 2, 3 since game week 12 to 21. He started every game in the league, like 9 games in the league, which has been great, like very good for Liverpool. But again, in a double game week where you also have the semi-final of the cup and round 4 of the FA Cup, look, I can easily see him getting rotated. It's hard. You just don't know who's going to play in the Liverpool teams. To be honest, you really don't know who's going to play. So I think tricky to pick. I would say in this second game week, the one against Everton, they'll play their full strength side because the semi-final of EFL Cup will be the Tuesday before. They'll rest everyone probably round 4 against Plymouth. They'll play like a B team. So I think Gakpo will play against Everton, and then likely unsure whether he'll play the other game in that week. So I'd probably go TAA just because I think Everton's really nice for a defender. They're likely to get the clean sheet in that. That's the same as Gakpo scoring a goal. And then I think Trent's going to play both of those weeks. So that's what I'd go for. Guys, a few to get through now. BP15, Samuel, I'll also get you in the chat. Ferrari, D-Trade, I've got a bunch of you to get through. I'll get through all of you guys, so don't worry, just stick around and I will work through all of this stuff. So yeah, Sam, don't think Palmer's going to be out, but obviously it is a doubt. Jonesy, I will put up your team now. Isaac, you got more... Isaac, God, please tell me how to pronounce your name as well. You got more questions on that? Let me shout out and we'll chat about it. Jonesy, mate, any thoughts on slot? Sorry, I just saw this pop up at the bottom. Thoughts on slot assistant manager 24-25, move on to Glasgow away at Fulham in 26. Have you played your triple captain? If you haven't played your triple captain, no. If you have, we'll discuss in more detail. Any quick ones that I can say? Munoz be TAA, VP15, I'd go Munoz. I think Brentford will score. I think Trent's playing in a deeper role for Liverpool at the moment. A little bit less good going forwards. Yeah, Jonesy, sorry mate. Any thoughts on your team, Jonesy, or just want to chat through or anything that you're looking for? I think looking at it, forward line looks alright. Midfield, I like that you got Foden's bit of a differential at the moment. Obviously, City's fixtures runs swings after 22 this week against Ipswich, and then Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Tottenham, pretty tough. Potentially someone to move out of for that fixture run. Otherwise, midfield looks nice. Hall, Gabriel, Robinson, Lewis. Yeah, Lewis has got to go. Don't mind Konsa, West Ham, Wolves, Ipswich 23, 24, 25, and Chelsea, Palace to 27. That's all right. Then 28, maybe you can look to move him. Maybe you probably might want to be moving off Konsa in 29 if you are trying to get through that 29 week. If Liverpool play Villa and they blank in 29. So I think for now, I'd say Lewis is probably where I'd look to move from. And yeah, upside attacking, I would consider I do actually like if you got Raul, I'd actually consider thinking about Wood to a Wissa. Or like no, probably not. I think Foden's probably the one you'd look at in the midfield there. Yeah, I think Foden after this week against Ipswich. But I like the team. I think Lewis and Foden will be looking. But look, I think rolling transfers over the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks is going to be really important up to 29. I think trying to get that triple Liverpool would be good if you move Lewis for maybe like a Canate if you don't have the money to go up too high, and then maybe you can downgrade. Maybe you roll the next couple of weeks. You can probably get away with rolling, and then you move. I like Gabriel actually. I like Gabriel too. I'd consider even downgrading Konsa, so you can move Lewis to like Canate. You don't really have the money, do you? You need to find money somewhere. Maybe Foden and Lewis would be the 2 moves. Downgrade Foden. Maybe you go Luis Diaz and you go for the gamble in that double game week 24. You go Luis Diaz and you go Canate, unless you can stretch to Van Dijk. I think that's probably what I'd look to do for double game week 24. Then have a look. If Liverpool get through Spurs, then we got to talk about how to set up your team for 29 to get through there without using your free hit. But you'd have 3 Liverpool, 3 Newcastle. Yeah, you have to try and roll as many transfers as you can, and you got a couple of Villa. So yeah, look to sort of move out of Konsa, maybe move out of Rodgers, maybe move out of Hall. Those are probably where I'd be looking to go, Jonesy. But yeah, I think key is get that triple Liverpool in. Probably Diaz for Foden and Canate. Sorry guys, I will get to all of your team IDs. Next up is Sam. BP15, if you didn't hear me before, I went Munoz over TAA. Thoughts on a Foden captain, Ferrari? Mate, I haven't really thought about Foden captaincy. It's an interesting shout, that. I think it's an interesting differential. For me, his goals have been fortunate over the last few game weeks. His goals have been fortunate, I would say. I like how City. So I like what City are doing now. To be honest, I like what City are doing now going forwards. They've got Savinho down that left wing, getting crosses into Haaland, also getting to the byline, getting inside the 18-yard box, and on the right side they're switching Foden and De Bruyne. So Foden's coming into those half spaces in the 10. De Bruyne's getting out right to the white. He's able to whip the balls into the box as well from that side. He's obviously got a fantastic delivery. And then Foden's getting into that little 18-yard box area that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago on this channel, where it literally said this is what City need to do. They need to get their sort of right wing, left wingers, which is ultimately where Foden's starting, but he's sort of, him and De Bruyne are switching around a bit into that sort of 18-yard box, cutting back balls, picking up balls, cutting in. So I think tactically Foden's set up quite nicely for City at the moment, but he does obviously occasionally drift out to that right and allow De Bruyne to play a little bit more centrally as well. They kind of switch up they do switch up a bit. So I think Foden, if you're going for a differential captaincy, I don't think he's a terrible shout against Ipswich. I think Man City will score goals. Obviously, we saw Haaland absolutely ruin them earlier in the season. I do think Ipswich have gone now a little bit different with some of their 5-4-1 setups, and that has been the way to sort of stifle Man City a little bit in the past. So personally, probably wouldn't go for it, but I wouldn't go for it just because I think there are other options that I prefer. I prefer a Salah against Brentford. I probably even prefer an Isak. But he's definitely an option as a differential captain. I'm not saying that he can't return. He has tactically been in better positions for Man City recently. I definitely have seen that, so I think it is interesting. Samuel, right, let's talk about your team, mate. Sells in goal, lovely. Clean sheet this week, hopefully. Hall, Trent, Gabriel, Sarr, Gordon, Salah, Ahmad, Raul, Isak, Wood up top, Milenkovic, Castagna, Gabriel. Alright, so this week I'm assuming probably starting Milenkovic, Sells, Hall, and then that's a tough one between D-Trader. We'll get to your team ID, mate, no worries. Just give it a sec. You're next up. Tough one between Castagna and Gabriel. And I'll probably go Gabriel. Probably bench Castagna and Trent. Then you got Gordon, Palmer, Salah, Ahmad. I'd play all of them, and I'd play Raul, Isak, and Wood. I'd bench Sarr because he's had a bit of hamstring tightness in the week, so might not start. Maybe we'll play reduced minutes. That's probably what I'd do. Going forwards, again, just look towards that sort of triple Liverpool. You've played your free hit. You've played wildcard too. So, yeah. You definitely got to think about managing that team. If Liverpool and Newcastle go through, think game week 29, it's Liverpool, Villa, and Palace, Newcastle. So you've got Isak, Gordon, Hall, Trent, Salah, Sarr. That's a lot. That's a lot of players that you got to work your way out of that team. So yeah, try and roll transfers as much as you can. I think your team's fine for now. Don't need to make a change. Try and roll. Think about maybe what Liverpool player you want for 24. I think that's definitely worth it. And then think about how you can move out Sarr, Hall, Trent. Those are the people that I'd be looking to move out towards 29, considering you've already played your free hit and wildcard as well. Okay, next up, among the 80Ks and Gap played the most nailed on though. For Liverpool, I mean, yeah, at the moment in the forward line, other than Salah, he is. D Trader 8174845. Let's get you in there, mate. Philip. Guys, if I am being helpful as well, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, help grow the subscriber base. We hit 1k subscribers this week. It was really great. Gave me a real big boost. I'm out in Melbourne this week on holiday, and I'm, as you can see from my background, it's not the usual. Still tuned in for the stream for you guys. Didn't go to the Australian Open night session. Philip. 104.2, 0.6 in the bank. Use triple cap. Okay, so Trent, Salah, who is Dina? That's interesting, Dina. Not seen a lot of that before. Hey, he's actually got some nice fixtures coming up from 23 to 27. Could be good to have in your team. I like your team at the moment, D-Trader, to be honest. Ahmad, Salah, Palmer, nice fixtures. Gordon, Wood, Isak, JP. I think I'm similar to what I said before. Probably be looking to move Foden after this week. Just that Man City fixtures: Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Tottenham. Really not nice. Probably the worst possible fixture run. Let me see what you're saying, D-Trader. Sorry. Probably have to use a free hit in game week 29. I think you can manage without it. You just got to work on rolling transfers. I mean, yeah, it is tough. You do have a lot. Well, we'll see. We'll have to see in 24, like if Liverpool beat Spurs, because if Spurs go through, then it's Spurs v Fulham, and then you're looking fine. You just got Munoz and the 3 Newcastle players and Anderson. That's 5. You can bench obviously 3 of them, and you've got a full 15 rotation. So that's the nice thing about your team. is that full rotation. Try and maintain that through to 29 so that you can bench Salah and Isak for sure. You don't want to be taking them out in 29 because of the money that you've got saved up in them. So Salah and Isak for sure you want to bench, and then one of Gordon, Munoz and Hall. Probably for me it would be Gordon, just because Newcastle attacking fixtures after 29 are really nice. Might as well keep Gordon in there. So then between 25 and 29 you want to get out Anderson, Digne, Hall, Munoz, or you roll, or you just transfer one of those guys out each week towards 29, and then you can get through it with 11 players. Even if you have to play 5 at the back, play 5 at the back, mate. I'm going to probably play 5-3-2 in 29. Like 29, there's no good fixtures really. If Liverpool and Newcastle go through, there's really like not a lot of nice fixtures around that point for any of the teams. So I think like people in 29 that do free hit, it's not really going to be a great free hit in my opinion. Like, yeah, I just think the free hit in 29, there's not like fantastic fixtures that you use it on. If I try and pull it up on the screen, the fixtures in 29, like all of the big teams playing each other, like Chelsea playing Arsenal, like not great. Like really, it's like Man City v Brighton. Maybe you go Man City players. Those are probably the only players that you'd have. That you'd have, I think. But yeah, the other ones like you'd probably want maybe Nottingham Forest defender, which is fine. You could look to move one of your defenders to that. Maybe even Wolves become a nice option there for Acuna up top. Like really, he does look nice up top after that. So yeah, that's what I'd go for, mate. I think your team is okay for now. I think just look towards 24, obviously. Yeah, Foden out from Boomer. Yeah, I think that's nice. And then maybe bring in another Liverpool player for 24. João Pedro for Wissa and 24 Anderson for Canate. Yeah, I like that D-trade, mate. I think that's good. Good plans. Alright, who was next? Ferrari, then Justin on double on slot in the double game week. Isaac Garcia, Fabianski over Bruggen this week. For me this week, West Ham, Fulham, Verbruggen v Ipswich. I don't know, that's a tough one. Brighton keep conceding. Say that off the back of their last week, but sorry, not Ipswich, Man United and Crystal Palace. I'll go. Go over Bruggen. I don't think either of them are going to keep clean sheets. Who's going to make more saves? Verbruggen. United's finishing is not amazing. No worries, guys. Please sub and give us a like if you're enjoying. Finners, my man. Of course, you're here just in time for your fabled slide. Fabianski or Henderson? Henderson. I do like Graham Potter. I like West Ham under Graham Potter a little bit more, and Somerville might be out this week as well, which would be a big loss. I think that's hard because I just don't have enough to go from on the West Ham team yet. Sorry guys, I know I haven't got through some of these team reviews. I'm doing them now. Let me put it on screen so you don't think I'm not doing you, Ferrari. Let's get you on screen at least. I was just getting caught up in the comments. Sometimes that happens to me, but I will always go back and get through all of you guys' comments. And I'll get back down to the bottom in a minute. Justin, I'm coming to this assistant manager. That might take a bit of time, that comment. Hendo, Hall, Munoz, Gabriel. Yeah, this is interesting. A lot of Palace in there. Yeah, I mean, look, obviously Palace have a nice fixture run, but they just haven't really shown me that much yet from a defensive standpoint for Henderson. Obviously got the 7-pointer last week, but yeah. What would I do here? Vandenberg, Greaves. Yeah, probably for me, it'd be look to sort of strengthen the bench going forwards towards 29 again. That's sort of what I'm talking to a lot of subscribers about, is trying to get your team, maybe after game week 24, look to try and get a strong bench, like 50, like rotatable players. Not so much strong, but like rotatable that you're happy to have in your team that will, like, potentially could get you points. Like the 4.5 mil mid defenders are like really nice at the moment. If you have like a few of them rotating, it's good. And I think obviously like you could look to downgrade Foden to somebody going forwards. The rest of your midfield's really nice. Forward line is nice. Isaac, João Pedro, Wood. JP, obviously you can think about moving to maybe a Wissa if you don't go Foden down to Mbumo. Those are probably what I'd think to do. And then, yeah, the Vandenberg and Greaves for me is the big thing. I'd look to try and get them up to sort of 4.5 mil defenders. Maybe or maybe even a Robinson at Fulham. I like Robinson a lot. The positions he takes up on that left wing, really nice. Plays very high. Sometimes basically plays a left wing role for Fulham. Really does. So yeah, I would say work on the bench. After 24, work on the bench. Like for now, focus on what Liverpool players you're going to have in 24. If that means Foden down to a Diaz, it probably makes the most sense in your team. And then upgrade one of those Vandenbergs, Greaves to maybe even a Konate. That sort of 5 mil-ish, and then work on the defence. Even if you have to make another transfer, take Konate out later down the line. Like work on those defence, getting down to 4.5 mils. That's probably what I'd go for, Harry. Guys, lots of stuff in here. Finners, my man, who am I captaining this week? I am currently on Salah. Lucas, I will get to you, mate. I will get yours in there soon. Sorry, guys, no, I'm running a little bit behind with comments, but that's great. It's good that I've got so many of you in here. Very much enjoying going through and chatting with you on your teams. Who is next on here? Nick, is that you? No, assistant manager. Yes. Let me consider those, because to be honest, I haven't thought about playing it 24 to 26. The reason being, Justin, is that I think 36 to 38. I think there's two things for me. There's two things that I think are optimal. 36 to 38, because say Liverpool win the league by then, they're going to be fielding some absolute trash teams, and their fixtures are like, okay, maybe not Arsenal, but like Brighton, Palace, and whoever they have in that whoever's against them in that double game week in 36. Which would be, if they say they make, it would be Tottenham. So if Liverpool get the FA Cup semi-finals, that game against Tottenham in 34 would be in 36, and you could pick like the Tottenham manager and have Liverpool, who play a reserve team, and then a game against Palace. That would be nice. Then you can just switch 37, 38 for teams who like. You could easily switch to Brighton, then you could easily switch to Palace. And sort of trying to focus on like trying to hit against those teams that don't have anything to play for at the end of the season. Could be really nice in 30, especially with the 36 also being a double. The other option for me is like 31, 32, 33. The reason being is that blank in 29. I know everyone's talking about how it's going to be in 33, right? But it could also, there could be like 1 in 32, 1 in 31. Like it could be like 1 in 32, 1 in 33, because the way that the fixtures are at the moment, and I'll show you on screen. Can you see 31, 32 there? No, I'll just come across for you guys a little bit. Oh, now you can see all the way 33. So like this is the in 31 and 32 is the quarterfinals of the UCL and like the European competitions. If like the Liverpools or the Arsenals or the Tottenhams or whoever's gets to the FA Cup semi-final isn't playing in that, the double game weeks could go into 31 or 32. So if one went into 32 and one went into a 33, that assistant manager chip you could use across a 3-week period and hit 2 doubles. So for me, you find out all that information at the end of game week 29. At the end of game week 29 is the quarterfinals for the FA Cups, and the round of 16 has finished. So you'll know basically. I think probably the double game weeks will get scheduled probably in game week 30, maybe in game week 31. So you could play that assistant manager chip on a limb quickly in 31. And so for me, 31 to 33, 36 to 38. And then the way I'd play my wild cards and bench boost if I haven't played them, if you play the assistant manager 36 to 38, you wild card right before the double game week in 33 or whenever it is, and then bench boost in that double game week. Or if you have 2 double game weeks along here and you play your assistant manager 31 to 33, you wildcard 35 and then you bench boost 36 in the big double. That makes the most sense. So for me, 24 to 26 is just not the optimal time to play the assistant manager chip. That's why, mate. That is my thinking. Hopefully that was helpful. Back to team reviews. My man Nick. I know you don't mind waiting for me. Sorry for not replying to your text earlier as well. Oh no, I did. I said message me on the live stream. 78k, mate. Ooh, you're catching me. All right, what are we talking about, Nick? Was hoping by game week 24 to have 1 defender and 2 attackers from Liverpool, TA, Mo and Gakpo. Lost Aussie abroad. Come to you, mate. Yeah. I actually agree with what you're saying about Trent being a waste of money, but not for double game week 24. I totally agree with Trent though being a waste of money outside of that. Just 23-24, lovely. Outside of that, straight out. I've been talking about if miles before this, like all the content creators are like lauding Trent. And I was like, sell. But then I did bring him in last week. But look, it's towards the double game week, and you want to have 3 Liverpools. But to be honest, Konate, Van Dijk, also fine. But it's just sort of potential for the upside is higher, obviously. Am I going to do the team ratings? Ferrari. I don't know. What are the team ratings, mate? As in, like, predictions? Am I sticking with Salah captain again? Yes, I am. Luca's back. Nice, mate. I'll go through you. Morning Finners. Hey, should I captain Wood to gain rank or just go PALMER Salah? Not for me. Wood, Yasmin. Just Forest don't score enough goals to captain him. For me, personally. I think there's more likelihood of a Salah captaincy. I think you can gain rank with those Salah Palmer captaincies regardless. Like, just having a good team is important overall. Nick, sorry mate, I'm with you. Yeah, you want to go to Liverpool attackers. Who are you going for? Gakpo. Gakpo up top for JP, I'm assuming. You already got TAA. Yeah, so where are you downgrading? Because do you have the money in that team at the moment? I don't know, you do. 1.6 in the bank. JP's at, what is he? 5.6? 1.6, you can get up to Gakpo, can't you? What's Gakpo at the moment? 7.4, not quite. Move, already did Kirkes to Munoz. Yeah, look, mate, like, honestly, I think obviously I explained my thoughts around the chips just then. So that for me is like why. And then like depending on when you're planning on playing your free hit, if you're playing it in 29, then you don't have to worry too much about like these Palace, Liverpool, blah, blah, blah. But then 34 is going to be really difficult to get through without a free hit. If there are 4 Premier League teams in the FA Cup semi-final. That's going to be 8 games blanking. It's going to be really tough to get through that team that week without players. So for me, I think it's possible to manage through 29. But I like Pickford. Pickford in goals is fine. It's just a bit X-ier. Just a little bit X-y. And like I said, if Liverpool bang Everton 5-0, it's 1 point. And then it's basically like a single game week. But obviously Everton fixtures are actually quite nice. Defensively leading up to that sort of 29. From a defensive perspective, let me put my defensive fixture difficulty rating up. So yeah, that's 24. Leicester, Palace, United, Brentford, Wolves, West Ham, nice. And then probably you'd want to get out of him around there. I don't know when you're planning on playing a wild card. Maybe if you wild card, 30, 31, 32 into that sort of double game week potential could work out for you. But you also have, don't you have Fabianski? Do you have Fabianski? Because then he could sort of cover you around here, Wolves, Bournemouth, and then you can wildcard 32, and then that kind of works with Pickford. Do you have Fabianski? Yeah, Fabian. So that works. You can cover then 30, 31, wildcard 32, bench boost 33, and that double free hit 34. So you just got to manage that team through to 29, mate. We'll remove Robinson to maybe Mikalenko as well. Oof. Don't say Robinson, he will only step up more and more. Yeah, I think Robinson's really nice at the moment. Like, he's obviously playing in that sort of left wing role as well. Are you rolling? How many free transfers are you on Blitz? I'm rolling, mate. I will be on 2 free transfers after this week, and then I'll probably use them. But it's probably between 25 to 29 is when I'm going to be looking to roll as many as I possibly can. Sorry, I'm just looking through your cost to see if Nick, you commented anything. Although he did Kirkus and Munoz. Yeah, I think also like you got to think about Harwood Bellis. I think to 24 you're fine, Nick. Like you've got to make the moves that you think are the best to set up your team for 24. If you have Pickford and Mikalenko, that's fine. If you have Pickford and Mikalenko, that's fine. But it probably for me would be for like a Harwood Bellis or for a Kirkus and Munoz. Gabriel, that becomes a bit nicer, doesn't it? Maybe you have to move Robinson. I mean, I wouldn't want to, but if you have to do it in 24 against Newcastle. Then Forest, Palace, Wolves, Brighton. Then it gets a bit tougher. So yeah, maybe Robinson, Mikalenko. Pickford, Sanchez, and Gakpo in for João Pedro works for your team, mate. I think that's nice. But then you got to really, like same as me, you got to really manage those transfers through to 29 and think about who you're taking out. The Newcastles, the Liverpools, the Palaces. Obviously, we'll see if Liverpool can knock off Tottenham or not. Yeah, lost Aussie abroad, mate. Finners, you're coming, mate. You're coming. Sorry. In fact, you're the GOAT, mate, so I've got to get you up here ASAP. Can't be wasting time. But yeah, lost Aussie abroad, I will definitely get to your comments, mate. I think they're very, very valuable comments, what you've said, for a lot of people that should understand the tactical setup for Liverpool and how Trent's been playing this season and why he's not been getting the returns that you've seen in previous seasons from him and why his price is definitely inflated. Like, value for money wise, I agree with you, but obviously for like a small period and like 2 game weeks. Anyway, we'll get back to it. Alright, Finners, what are we talking, mate? Took out Trent and McNeil and brought in Aina and Foden. We'll look to bring in more Liverpool players in the next week. Anything else with Trent? You took out Trent and McNeil and brought in Aina and Foden. I mean, Aina's probably going to keep a clean sheet this week. So I like that you're always, Top Hat Right, coming to you, mate. I like that you're always targeting these fixtures. Even the short term, you are targeting frequently. Okay. Good. Who did you say you moved McNeil to? Foden. Oh, yeah, nice. Very short-term pick. Okay, so then I think then you probably stick with Foden for a few weeks if you're thinking that. Probably stick with him through Chelsea. Yeah, maybe you just run with him until he fades out. If that's sort of what you're targeting. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know if you're looking for Liverpool at the top or Liverpool at the back. Obviously, I think I spoke about maybe moving Flecken, perhaps to Alisson, perhaps to a Pickford in 24. Wolves also really difficult fixture run at the moment. Cunha's someone that I would look at maybe moving to a Wissa. I think Brentford have a really fantastic fixture run at the moment. Obviously, I mean Liverpool maybe after this game. But for this week, I guess you're going Munoz, Robinson, Gabriel at the back with Sells, Ahmad, Gordon, Salah, Palmer and Foden. 3-5-2 with Isak and Wood up top. So that's good. Then maybe next week you can have a think about potentially a Cunha to a Wissa. That's 22. Sorry, 23. And then 24, Liverpool. Maybe Flecken to Alisson. Yeah, and then you've got Mykolenko. That's nice for that double game week. And that probably solves your main team problems. And then you'll be thinking about, do you want to keep hold of Foden? And then you've got to think towards 29. You just got to think towards 29 and how you can structure your team to get through 29. No probs, Spinners. Much love, mate. Always good to see you. Very happy to see you. Thanks for your slide as well. Here you go. I should really be talking to you while your little FPL as a lifestyle banner slide is on. All right, guys. I've got through quite a few there. Who are we up to? Lucas. Oh, sorry, Lucas. I actually did finish first. This is probably like one of my first subscribers on this channel as well. Lucas, hey mate. Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, I am not somebody who has an issue with Nicholas Jackson. His finishing has just been bad at the moment. That is the problem. Munoz, Gabriel, Trent, Kirkez. Have you made any transfers this week, Lucas? If you have, let me know. Obviously, I can't see these week's transfers. Sells in goal, obviously, this week. Probably play... Well, I'd play Munoz, Gabriel, Trent, because I don't like the fixture for Bournemouth against Chelsea. Trent's probably got higher upside than Kirkes. No transfers yet. Okay, cool. Palmer, Salah, Gordon, Ahmad, and Jackson, Isak, Wood up front. So yeah, I'd probably play 3-4-3. Munoz, Gabriel, Trent. Palmer, Salah, Gordon, Ahmad. I'd bench Saar just because of the injury possibilities. Jackson, Isak, Wood up top. Pretty nice. Saar first on the bench. Kirkes, O'Shea. Roll the transfer. Think about who your third Liverpool's going to be again, I would say. Or if you want to go Mykolenko for an O'Shea. Or for Kirkes probably... Yeah, so going forwards, I think Kirkes is the guy that you probably want to be looking to move on. Chelsea, Newcastle, Forest, Liverpool next three. Then Southampton, Wolves is nice, but then, yeah, I'd probably look to move on Kirkes. I think Nicholas Jackson, give him this week. I mean, give him the next 2 weeks because Man City are trash defensively. If he's fit, because he gets in great positions, mate. Honestly, like he's been improving under Maresca positionally. I really enjoy his positional plays like the Palmer Jackson link ups and a la Kane Son, where like Kane drops in, can hit the pass onto Palmer running through the mid to Son running through the middle, or like Son runs on behind, and then sometimes like Kane's obviously getting in those nice positions. So I do like, he's obviously not as good at passing as Kane, but like I like the fact that he drops in, holds up the ball nicely, and has the pace to run in behind, more so than Kane did. His finishing is obviously nothing like him, so yeah. That's probably where I think I like the rest of your team. I think Ismail Assar for me is someone who is a hold for now, but if he does struggle a little bit with hamstring issues, could potentially look to move him on. But I think your team's fine for now. I think you can roll the transfer and then think about, you can use 2 next week, and maybe with an upgrade and a downgrade. If you do need to move out of Jackson, you can upgrade like an O'Shea or a Kirkez or something like that. So I think for now, looking good. You can roll this week, I think, Lucas. Cool, guys. Josie, did I miss your other team IDs, mate? Sorry, mate. If you're still here, comment in the chat, and I'll do your team IDs as soon as I see you pop up. Sorry for missing those. Alright, where am I? Just joined a question. Yeah, we're talking about Trent. Yeah, so at a birthday party, lost Aussie abroad. Nice one, mate. Appreciate you listening at the birthday party. Yeah, on Trent, like I said, I think he is overpriced for not good value for money. But for 23 and the double game week 24, like he has a high upside, which is why I'd have him in. But because of his deeper positioning on the slot and where he's playing offensively, he's not getting the returns that he's been getting in previous seasons, and therefore the value for money is not quite there. I'd obviously rather have him out in other times. But for this sort of small period, I think he's good for his high ceiling. Are you rolling Blitz Overwatch? How many free transfers are on? I'm just on the 1 free transfer and I'm rolling this week. Yasmin, my pleasure. Please subscribe, like the channel if you're enjoying what I'm helping you guys out. Really appreciate the additional subscribers. Additional likes help this get out to more people. Just hit 1k subs this week, really big milestone for me, so super stoked with that. Really appreciate all of you guys. So yeah, let's keep it rolling. Luca, if I didn't buy Wood this week, I was genuinely considering Ndai for JP. Yeah, I've been looking at Ndai closely lately, but just waiting for Everton to show a little bit more offensively. Maybe under Moyes, but again last week, another 0 goals. CR7, sorry mate, I know I've been a little bit late. Getting to your comment, and another way. Who to bench for Rodgers, Hall, Robinson, Gabriel, and Williams? Nico Williams. Probably bench Robinson at Leicester. Yeah, probably bench Robinson. Yeah, I think Robinson. Iwobi or Raul or Gabriel. Who to play or who to bench? Another way. I'd probably, if it was 1 to bench, I'd bench Gabriel. If it was 1 to bench, I'd have to bench Iwobi. I know he scored 2 goals, but I mean, you saw the goals. I'd probably bench Iwobi. If it was 1 to play, it'd be Raul. Worst come to worst, I can move to I said Virgil and got enough fence. Nick, yeah, I think that's nice, mate. Moving him to Virgil is no big difference. If you got the transfers there, like, same. Top hat right, you bench 1 Mateta, Ahmad and Bumo. Mateta, I would bench for sure. Yeah, I would. Ahmad, good form. And Bumo against Liverpool, but good score. Jonesy, I'm still waiting for you, mate. Just let me know if you're here, and I'll get your teams up. Trent's hot or cold. I only see cold at the moment. He's a great player, but he's too expensive for what he delivers at the moment. I actually don't think he's playing poorly. I really don't. I just think positionally that's what he's being asked for Liverpool. Everyone knows that watches Liverpool, has seen Liverpool play, or like, if you're a Liverpool fan, like Trent is not a good one-on-one defender. He's not good. He's not. People like he'll always be covered by one of the midfielders or one of the centre backs. And teams over the last few weeks have pinned a guy really high against Trent and then pushed a wing back on, so they're 2-on-2 versus Trent. They've done the same thing for Robertson, because he struggled this season as well at fullback, which has been really surprising. And so yeah, they're playing 2-on-2 v Liverpool's fullbacks, which is their biggest weakness. But they are playing a deeper role this year and not getting caught out as much on the counter. I think he's been fine. I think he's played it pretty well this season. It's his technical ability, moving and passing, that's obviously so good. He just, still good from set pieces, still good from, passing wise. I know that's like not what you're wanting in a defensive fullback, but I think he's a nice player. Just not a great FPL option. I understand. For the price. Chris, message retracted. Sorry, mate, if I didn't get to you in time. Big Al, good to see you, mate. Good to see you back. Lovely to see you back. Thanks for the help last week as well. Yeah, don't worry, mate. I remember you. From last week. Ethan, good to see you, mate. Quick question: play Rodgers or JP? Go JP. I reckon go JP this week over Rodgers. Will Jota play Dexter? Yeah, I mean, he will likely not start. I can tell you that much. Whether he will play, I think he'll probably play. Yeah, he'll probably come on, but he's facing a late fitness test for Liverpool. So if you do have him, you got to think about why you're holding him. Like, are you holding him expecting him to get fit? Are you thinking like you're happy with him coming off the bench for like 30-minute cameo and then maybe starting playing 60 minutes like in those 2 games in the double game week? Do you want to be removing Liverpool players at this point? I'm not sure. If you've got the bench to cover and you're wanting Jota for that double game week, maybe you keep holding him. Chris, congrats, 1K. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you. I'll get to your team in a second. I'm just going to pull up Big Al. Lost Aussie abroad. What's my plan for 24? Any chips? No chips. I'm saved. Oh, sorry, triple captain. I'll be triple captaining Salah in 24. Big Al, is this your teammate? 957498. I think this is right. Yeah. I think I put it wrong, didn't I, last week? Sexy, I don't know it. Love that. Anything you're looking for, Bryce? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you here. Wood has been brought in only after 100 points though. Love it. No worries, Dexter. If helpful, please sub to the channel, give this video a like, help it get out to some more people. Where are we? 8:16 at the moment. We've got hour 45 to go to deadline. Plenty of time to get through all you guys' questions, team reviews, etc. Luca, Harry Kane, tears. Was that me talking about Nicholas Jackson? You a Spurs fan? Oh dear. Yeah, sorry. Big Al, made no transfers this week, leaning towards rolling, but a bit of a benching headache. All right, let's have a look. Bruggen or Fabianski? Someone asked me that earlier. I can't remember what I said. I don't know what I said. I think I said for Bruggen against Man United. I don't think either of them will keep a clean sheet. More shots on target. Man United not good at finishing. But yeah, I think that's a tough one. I think the Bruggen just might get some save points. Good baseline BPS as well. Did he get one bonus? 28 BPS though. Like, that's quite nice for a keeper. often don't get a lot of that. Defensive wise, yuck, that is a tough one. That's a tough one. Probably play Munoz, probably play Gabriel, probably play Robinson, bench Trent. I'm benching Trent this week, by the way. Midfield, Salah, Palmer, Gordon, Semenyo. Yeah, so Sarr, like the one thing I'd say, Big Al, is Sarr, not been confirmed, right? But they did say he had a little bit of hamstring tightness. And like, we're not sure on him for this week for Palace. Whether he's going to start. I think he might play, honestly. I think he might play. But yeah, if I can find the exact quote for you, I noted it down, so just bear with me on Sarr. But yeah, ultimately suffered with a bit of hamstring tightness, wasn't able to train. Here we go. A small question about Ismail Sarr. He's suffering a little bit with tightness in his hamstring, but will take the final decision tomorrow. That was yesterday. So he's going to have a late fitness test to see. Let me have a quick check if there's any more news on him. Need my brother in the chat. Crystal Palace season ticket holder. He's got to know that. He's got to know the insides. Where is he? What time is it? Should I give him a text? Give him a text. We got him in the chat last time. He screwed us all over. So, yeah, I'll give him a text. Let me give him a text. I'll be like, is Sarr going to start? Chat wants to know, Sarr going to start for Palace? Injury concerns. Need insider scoop. Alright, let's see if he gets back to me. That's your Crystal Palace local insider knowledge. He'd start Munoz League. Yeah, I know, he's ruined all of us. He ruined all of us with his Palace picks. But now we know we can never trust him on what Palace players to pick. That doesn't mean he doesn't have the inside scoop on Palace guys. No, to be fair though, he was actually right. Munoz played a cracker of a ball into Eze that game week, and Eze just missed, and that would have been a nice little assist. No one else really did that. I mean, Mateta scored, but no one else did too much. So, Alika, the question was Henderson or Fabianski because they're playing each other. Oh yeah. Who did I say? Henderson. Did I say Henderson or Fabianski? I don't know. Fabianski? I don't know. Who did I say? That question's actually tough. Like every time I'm thinking about it. All right. Sorry. Where am I? Where am I? Big Al. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah. So Salah, Palmer, Gordon. Yeah, Salah's a bit of an issue. I mean, look, you could roll. It depends what your transfers are looking to be, Big Al. And maybe I'll just call you Alex. That's all right. Yeah, I'd say like Semenyo, somebody that I'd be looking to move anyway. Sorry, I haven't got your team back up. Semenyo would probably be someone that I'd look to move in your team anyway. So if you are moving a Semenyo to somebody, maybe like an Ahmad. It's Brighton, Fulham, Palace, Tottenham, Everton, Ipswich, Arsenal, Leicester. Nice fixture run. Then I would potentially make that move this week. Otherwise, I'd probably play Sarr. Hope he starts. Play 3-4-3. Bench Semenyo. Bench Greaves. Bench Trent. Alright, sorry, who's next? Chris. You're up, mate. Sorry for the delay. I will be getting to everyone, so don't fret. Just stay with me on the stream. Good excuse to get you to watch more minutes of my stream, eh? Go even slower. No, I'm joking. Aris Widianto. I really like that name, Aris. Is that your real name? That's a really nice name. Sorry, just fanboying over you. Pickford in goal. Burns, Saliba, Robinson, Wilson. Whoa, that is the first time I've ever seen that. Owned overall 0.9%. Wow, Harry Wilson. Man, he's been bagging you some points as well, hasn't he? Look at this boy. 686 for you. Nice little differential, that. I'm not going to tell you to move him. I'll tell you to move Bernardo, though. Have you got any thoughts, Chris, on what your... Oh, wrong code. Okay. I was going to say, Chris, Aris, how you getting those names? Chuck us your code and I'll put you in a sec. Bryce, mate, while he's chucking that in, let's whack you up. 126596. Ozzy, I need to get benching right this week. I've benched 78 points in the last 5 game weeks, not even joking. Wow. Let me put you back up on the screen then. We have to really think that through. Clash of Clans, Bonty, yeah, nice. Gabriel, Lewis, Sarr, he's yellow flagged. Which one to start? Yeah, I'll start Gabriel. Oh, Lewis v Ipswich. Nah, probably still start Gabriel. Would I do? I think so. I would come off the bench with hamstring tightness. With hamstring tightness, would he come off the bench? Depends what the rest of your team is, to be honest, Bonty. Chuck your team ID and we'll put it up on screen. I'd almost say maybe just chuck Star in the starting lineup. Palace v West Ham. Maybe chuck Star in the starting. A team ID. If you go to your, it has to be on the web. But if you go to your team, you go to points. And then in the actual like www.fantasy.premierleague.com website ID in the top of the screen, you'll see like a fantasy.premierleague.com/entry/ like 7 numbers, like mine's 44622XX. 7 numbers, and then if you just give me those 7 numbers, I can put your team on the screen like all of these guys and talk through. Sorry, Bryce. Yeah, Chris, chuck your real code on screen, mate, when you can find it. I've sold Cunha for Wood already with 1 free transfer left. B-Dot, thank you, mate. Appreciate you. Thanks for the congratulations on the 1K subs. It's been great. For the rest of you guys, if you could sub and like the video, really appreciate it. I can't help but notice that most FPL content creators focus too much on FPL Hub. Yeah, I don't use it at all, mate. Honestly, like there's so many good like free websites, and like my channel's more like I use statistics obviously, but my channel's more about watching football and having a knowledge of like the tactical aspects of the game and how teams set up and the different formations they set up in. Because I'm out in Melbourne this week, I haven't had the chance to do like a tactical breakdown of all the games from this week, so I'm sort of just rolling through like discussion points that we've had from all the previous weeks. But if you check out some of my previous content, like maybe look at some of the long form videos on tactics and stats, I've done some really like interesting insights into a lot of the games and how teams set up and like what we're seeing. And I think a lot of the picks from my season, and one of the reasons that I'm doing well and I'm like 50k now, I dropped a few K last week, is because of I've been able to get those picks right, like because of that analysis. But look, I think statistics is useful, but yeah, I think it's overused for sure. Like you need to marry that up with the tactical side of stuff, and it has been really difficult, to be fair, over the last 4 or 5 weeks, because over Christmas teams have been tinkering so much. I think once the game week settled down a little bit, we start to see more consistency in lineups and stuff. Again, like this will bode more fruit later in the season, so stay with my channel, guys. Like it's only going to help more and more as the season goes on. and it's a bit more easy to predict the lineups and how teams will set up. Most creators just put up XG for each player and say buy them. Yeah, I know. I know. XG is good, but like, you know, it doesn't tell you everything, right? Cool. Sorry, Bryce, mate. Back to you. Yep, and then Chris and Bonty, I'll put your teams up straight after that. Someone said something interesting that we were just talking on. Sorry, Bryce. I'm coming, mate. I'm coming. Who would have seen a mad last week? Yeah, I mean, a mad last week was a tough one anyway. To be fair, I think that was a tough one to call. You don't blame content creators for that. I like, it's a tough job sometimes. It is a tough job. It's a lot of content you got to get out. It is a bit easier if you're just chucking up XG every week, though. I've got to be honest. It takes me about 5 minutes to do that. Bryce. Kanate, lovely. I like that Kanate. Sorry, what did you say your transfer was? Cunha for Wood. Okay, so Wood. Okay, so let's just go. Sanchez in goal. We obviously start Sanchez v Wolves. Robinson, Gabriel, Hall, Kanate, Burgess. Yeah, so benching Headache over those four. Probably bench Kanate. Start Robinson, Gabriel, Hall. Palmer, Salah, Gordon, Sarr, Bruno. Isaac, JP, Wood. I'd honestly bench Sarr, play JP. I've got a feeling that with Welbeck back in the look, it obviously depends how Brighton set up, right? But I'd love it if they set up with João Pedro back in the 9 and Welbeck up top in that 10. Like the way they link up together, that's what Brighton have been missing with Welbeck being out. That's where their offence has been like those lovely attacking patterns that they have under Hurstler, that sort of fast progressive carries, movement, like the dynamic movements, allowing João Pedro a little bit more free roll. Welbeck often like drops in and able to run on past defenders. Like that's what we were talking about with the Jackson Palmer interlink. That's the same with that Welbeck João Pedro linking. Like they're really great together. And I think that might be how Brighton line up. I hope that's how Brighton line up, because I really like watching Brighton. I really do when we're Welbeck and João Pedro up. So I think that's like a little bit maybe of a risk, but probably one I'd willing to take given that Sarr's already got that tight hamstringness. I'd go Isaac, JP, Wood, Salah, Gordon, Bruno, Palmer, Robinson, Gabriel, Hall, Sanchez up top. I don't think 3-1 to Brighton, Luca. Yeah, maybe nice. Yeah, Wood is captain. I agree with what you're saying, B-Dot, mate. That's also the same thinking I have about them not scoring too many goals too frequently. Look, it could obviously happen. Like, we can't always predict everything, but my rationale would say Wood doesn't score that many goals. So yeah, I think Bryce, mate, I reckon you probably don't need to make any further transfers. I think you're good. Roll it for this week. Roll that extra one. You've already got Salah, Kanate. Third Liverpool. Any thoughts on what your third Liverpool is going to be for that double game week 24? I would definitely look to try and get one in. I think you've got options. You can move 0.3 in the bank. Oh, you'll have more in the bank now because you won't Cunha down to Wood. What's Wood on, by the way, now? Like, what is his price? Because I've owned him for a while, so he's been bagging points for me for a while. 7 mil now. Wow. Cunha 7 mil as well, so you didn't even make any money out of that transfer. Alright, damn. Cool, so yeah, you got 0.3 in the bank still. Don't know where you go to go into a Liverpool player. You'll have 2 transfers there if you roll this week, so that's important because then you can have an up-down. Do you think it's okay to do JP to Wood? I do think it's okay to do JP to Wood. I probably wouldn't do it, but I think it's okay. Brighton have nice fixtures, man. Man United, Everton, Forest, Chelsea, Southampton, Bournemouth, Fulham. Yeah, Luca, can you show your team ID in again, mate? And I'll put you back up. I just forgot. Yeah, Bryce, just have a think, mate, and post in the chat what your thoughts are as well. But I just you probably need to make one upgrade, one downgrade to get to like another Liverpool player in that team. I'm just not sure where I'd go. I sort of like all your higher priced players. Maybe you just go Burgess to Mikalenko. No, don't like that either. Not easy. Not easy. Your team setup's not easy. Could you go... Yeah, I'm struggling with that, mate. It's a tough team setup. I don't know if it's easy to get into a third Liverpool player, which makes me think, is it worth it? I wouldn't want to pull your team apart. Looking to get the manager in for that. Oh, okay, that's perfect then. If you're playing your AM chip, then no worries. You just got to create your 1.5 mil. First time on the channel, mate. Loving it. Hope everyone has a great week. Subscriber West Oz 80. Thanks for joining, Lost Aussie Abroad. Really appreciate you, mate. You've had some really insightful comments. Please sub to the channel, mate. Good to have you back if you can. Give the video a like. All right, let's get through the rest of these guys. Hopefully that was helpful, Bryce, mate. Who was next? I think it was Chris. Because we missed your ID last time. 2587979. And then Bonty, sorry, Clash of Clans. And then we'll do you, Luca. Christians. Okay, not Aris. Look, mate, Christopher's a nice name too. Can't bag on your name now, can I? Wow, 105.1 mil team value. Really nice team value. You can obviously afford whatever you want, mate. That's the difference with you and Bryce. He had a 103. It was a little bit harder. Alisson, Trent, Timber, Gabriel, Palmer, Salah. Wow, this team's crazy. You've got all the big hitters. Man, Mikalenko 12, João Pedro. Wow. W United though. W United. I mean, it's differential. Yeah, I think what I'd say, looking at this, Chris, and let me know if there's any thoughts you have. Or would you start Ahmad or JP this week? Firstly, probably would start. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I'd probably bench Bruno and play Ahmad and start JP. And then when Bruno gets a penalty, you'll come over to my house and kill me. But if he doesn't, I'm going to be a genius. And what I was going to say to you is what I would think going forwards is I just feel like 2 United is a little bit too much. I just don't trust United's consistency. Like they were playing Southampton, right? They were 1-0 down until the last 10 minutes. Ahmad saved them. So I'd probably look to move one of those United players. Given you got triple Liverpool already, you're fine. Like, to be honest, like, your team's so nice. Your team's so nice. Like, all I'd say is look to build the bench up a little bit. So, like, the Greaves. Probably Greaves. And my other one is think that because you've got Alisson now, in 29 Liverpool will blank if they overcome Tottenham. Big ifs. We'll talk at this again in Gameweek 24. But if they overcome Tottenham, they'll blank in 29. You need to have a backup keeper. So maybe, like I know at the moment, you can probably roll transfers for a while. But if you're trying to target the upside and you don't want to double on United, I'd move Bruno. I'd look to change Valdemars into like Fabianski because Fabianski has a nice fixture 29. Because you're probably going to play Alisson every week. So just look for who's got a good fixture in 29. Maybe even Forest. Like, it's just a bit too much money. I'd probably just have Fabianski 4.1. Be nice. But yeah, like, to be honest, mate, like, nice. I'm a United fan, that's why. But I agree with Shot. I don't think you're Shot. I think you're a lot better under Amarim. I like the sort of that three-prong attack. I think Bruno fits in really nicely up there, and Ahmad's been good, but yeah, you've obviously got to work. Like, there's things to work on. Like, it's hard when you implement a new defensive system as well, especially like the pressing. You've got to, like, the team's got to understand when to go, who to go, like when to go at the right time, and defensively when you've changed to three at the back, like the defensive lineup I spoke about in previous weeks, got to work out their spacing, right? It's really hard as a defender. Like, I used to play fullback back in the day, even though I used to whinge about it all the time. You have to really know your spacing and how far apart you need to be from your centre backs, like what line you need to be in, know when you need to go and press, when not to go and press. And like, it's difficult. Like, and when you move from a back four to a back three and things like that, it does take time to adjust. And United will take time to adjust. But from what I've seen under Amorim, it's definitely progressive signs, but like, I think you guys will still struggle this season personally. But I like Ahmad. Like Ahmad at that price point in the United fixture run. Like, if he's going to score a hat trick and he's in good form, like, it's tough to go say like that's not a good option for me. Like, if you're going to pick one, I would previously, before last week, have probably gone with Bruno. But I'm someone who, like, you've seen that he's in good form. Roll with him. See how he goes. But yeah, I could bench Bruno this week. Look, obviously go with what you think, but my personal opinion, bench Bruno, play João Pedro. Don't go for the double United against Brian. Lost Aussie captaining Wood. All right, mate. Good luck, man. No, I support you, man. I support you. I got Wood in my team anyway, so I'm supporting some Wood goals. I hope that goes well for you. All right, Chris. Hopefully that's helpful, mate. Let's get on to Ian and then Luca. Ian Q. Got an hour and a half to deadline. Don't worry, I'll be getting through all of you guys. Oh, sorry, Bonty. Yeah, Bonty. Sorry, mate. Sorry, Bonty. You're next. My bad. Leo. My man. Sorry for scaring you. Rhea Robinson. Oh, okay, nice. 630k, man. Doing really well at the moment. 103.8, 0.5 in the bank. Looking nice. All right, let me scroll up to see what your original questions were. Oh, you're talking about benching, which one to start. Gabriel, Lewis and Sarr. All right, so looking at this. Yeah, Lewis didn't play last week, did he? It was Nunes started, yeah. I think that's the risk with Lewis. Is like, because he's probably luckily last week. I don't know if you had him in your starting lineup or not. I definitely wouldn't against the Brentford. But like, he often comes off the bench for like the last 20 minutes and stuff for City. So the fact that he didn't play, and City obviously, like, good result. Well, I mean 2-2, but no, I personally thought Brentford would beat them about 4-0 last week, maybe 4-2, and yeah, it was gutting for me that Mbeumo didn't score because he had so many options. Yeah, I'd probably bench Lewis. I'd obviously play Einar. I'd play probably Gabriel and Robinson. And then midfield, Salah, Ahmad, Palmer. I'd probably bench Rodgers. Sarr and Mateta's quite a lot. But West Ham been a little bit more open with Potter. It's quite tough. The decisions you've got. You obviously got Raya and Gabriel, so you're going to bench Rodgers. I'd bench Lewis, and then you got one more benching. Mateta, Isaac, Wood, yeah, I think that's fine. I'm not liking it right now. My issue is the double Arsenal defence. Yeah, I don't like that either, mate. But look, like, Arsenal go on a nice defensive fixture run. Like, if you look here, this is like my own fixture difficulty rating that I update frequently based off how teams are performing. So Arsenal's fixtures, like, if you look at 23 through to maybe like 28, it's actually quite nice. Not that bad defensively. I know they like. There's been a bit more panic in their defence lately. I've noticed with Gabriel and Saliba, like they've just not been as calm and composed as they normally are. But yeah, I think like some of the previous weeks have been not so easy. Mohammed, I'll get to you, mate. Morning, Levu. Great to see you again. Jonesy, you're back. Yes, sorry, mate. I was just waiting for you to come back, and then I was going to put your team ID in. Ahmed, El Pasero, I will get to all your guys' questions. Nice to see you, El Pasero. Haven't seen you before in the chat, but nice to have some new guys in. I will get to all your questions. Just let me get through everybody first. Jamoa, should I sell Wissa for wood? No. I won't go into it. Just no. Yeah. So this week, Bonte. I think you got to go with the double Arsenal. Don't know why beat Ahmed last night. Oh my god. Imagine if you had both of them. Imagine if you got Rodgers to Ahmed. You'd got like 100 points. Boomo kicks but no returns. I know, mate. I know, Levy. Boomo is class. I don't know how he didn't score. He like everything that we said like basically happened. He just didn't score a goal. Yeah, I think Bonte. Look, I think. You got double Arsenal defence at the moment. You got to back them this week. You got to go for them, I think. Raya, Gabriel. I bet Robinson, Einar. I'd bench Lewis. I'd bench Rodgers, and then I'd probably bench Trent as the third option. I'm benching Trent this week. Sorry, you're not on the screen, but yeah, I'd probably bench Trent as the third option. I'd play Sarr. I'd probably have Trent first on the bench. Or maybe Rodgers first on the bench, actually. I'd have Rodgers first on the bench, followed by Trent. Because if Arsenal concede, probably going to be Rodgers' assist for Watkins. And then at least you've got a bit of cover if something goes wrong. And then, yeah, going forwards, look, I think Raya to Alisson's a nice move, especially for Gameweek 23 against Ipswich. And then, yeah, look, I think the thing with Sarr, right, the reason that I'm saying play him is I think that he probably, if he's got hamstring tightness, does he come off the bench? Probably not. You wouldn't want to risk him off the bench if he's got hamstring tightness because he's sitting there cold the whole game. And if you've got bad hamstrings, if he doesn't start, then he doesn't start. You get Rodgers off the bench. Against Arsenal, which is not great, but I think you don't want to be playing Rodgers when you got a double Arsenal defence in there. So I think you play Sarr. I hope he starts. And they did say, like, the quote was, and read it out again. We've a little small question about Ismail Assar. He's suffering a little bit with tightness in the hamstring, but we'll take the final decision tomorrow. So it wasn't like definitely out. Could start. And he's an important player for Palace, so they want to get him to start if they can. And West Ham, important game for them as well. Good day from Sydney. Yes, what did I miss? Just chatting through, obviously, team news coming up on screen. Chatting through some teams for everyone at the moment. Check your team ID in the chat if you are interested. All right, Jonesy, you're up, and then Ian Q. I think that was the way around it was it? Luca. Was it Luca? Who was next? Luca, Jonesy. Jeez, there's all Luca. Yeah, Luca, I did tell him I would get round to his... Sorry, guys, if I'm getting this in the wrong order. I apologise, but I promise I'll get to all of you guys. Who am I captaining this week? It's Salah at the moment. All right, benching Luca. Let's talk about this. Alisson in goal. You're going to play. You're not going to play Kepa. Then, are you planning to start Rodgers or bench Rodgers? It's probably the first question. I'm probably thinking you go Wissa, Isak, JP up top. Bench Rodgers. Means you probably play Gabriel. You probably play then 2 out of 3 of Munoz, Hall and Robinson. Doesn't mean you have to play Gabriel. Doesn't mean you have to play Gabriel. But I think you bench Rodgers. You sold Joe Pedro to Wood. Even better. Then you're definitely going to play Wood, aren't you? Ian Q, yes, I will review your team, mate. I just got Jonesy, and then you're up after that. Sorry for delay. FPL Momex, hey, Midnight Awareness, hi. I'll get to you guys after. Yeah, Luke, mate. I think you bench Rodgers, right? But here's the thing: if I start Rodgers, it cancels out Gabriel, and the same for Wissa. Same for Wissa. Yeah. Yeah, but your goalie's like, you can't really do anything about it. You're not going to start Kepa against Newcastle, right? But I think like if Brentford are going to score against Liverpool, it's going to be Bumo or Wissa. So, all right, let me put it this way. I'll also put it this way to you. This is like what? This is currently what I'm doing. I've got Rodgers and Trent on the bench. I'm playing Wissa and Bumo and Salah, and I'm just banking on goals in that game. I think you've got the same, like, you've obviously got that Gabriel versus Rodgers issue, and then you've got the Wissa versus Alisson issue, but like your only other option there is you bench Wissa, you bench Gabriel, and you play Munoz, Hall, Robinson, and then you go Salah, Bruno, Gordon, Palmer, Rodgers, Isak and JP, and then that's like completely targeting your upside, right? That's like full upside. Like you're going, this is what the best is going to be. Are we not trusting Rodgers' form right now? I am trusting Rodgers' form. I think Rodgers is amazing. Like I really love Rodgers as an option, but just against Arsenal, the way Arsenal play, they're not going to have a lot of opportunities. And he's so good in transition, but Arsenal are not bad in transition unless they play Thomas Partey in the middle again. They got to have Declan Rice in there to deal with Rodgers. I don't think Rodgers will score, but if he does, fair enough. Yeah, Luca, mate. That's your like full. It's a waste about Alisson last week, blank, and then not even playing it. I think you're playing Alisson, man. You got to play him. You got to play him. I think like you can still play Wissa though. You can still play Wissa, and then like if Brentford score, you're not losing anything because it's probably going to be a Wissa a goal or assist. And I think like he obviously has the opportunity that he could score multiple, like maybe 1 or 2. There is a chance, and then there's a bigger upside. Whereas goalkeepers, the upside is not as big for the goalkeepers. So do you want to keep out one of your attacking players for potentially 4 points for a goalkeeper when the upside of the attacking player could be, if he scores a goal, he probably gets some bonus, right? Maybe he gets 1 or 2 bonus. So that's like 5-6 points. Whereas if Alisson concedes, like, you're not losing anything, you're playing him anyway. And you're not going to play Kepa because that's an even worse fixture against Newcastle, especially when you've got Isak and Gordon. So, yeah, I think you start him and Wissa. And what about your defence? Who would you start? Yeah, so then you've obviously got that Rodgers versus Gabriel. And like that one for me is tricky because I think Rodgers has been so great so recently that I totally understand the people that have gone that way. And to be honest, I think I would have started Rodgers had I not had the benching dilemma on the bench that I had. So maybe having said that, Palace blessed though. Palace clean sheet. Who do you think is most likely to keep a clean sheet? Let's have a think. Fulham against Leicester, Palace against West Ham. I think you definitely play Hull. And then it's 2 of the other 3. And it's 2 of the other 3. And you got to bench Rodgers, don't you? You don't have enough. You don't have enough spots. You got to bench Rodgers if you play Wissa. You're going to play Wood. So you bench Rodgers. And then I think you play Gabriel. I think you got to play Gabriel. I think you bench Munoz. I think you bench Munoz against West Ham. Graham Potter's come in. West Ham look a little bit better, but yeah, I know. That's a tough one. I think Munoz, Gabriel. You got to make that call, mate. I think you got to make that call. You'll feel better if you've made the decision yourself, whether or not it's right or wrong. But yeah, I think having chatted it through, we go Munoz. Guys, Ian Q, you're up. No. Yes? Yes. Who is next? Jonesy. Goodness me, I have no idea. I'm so bad now. Let me read the chat. Who was next? Ian Q, it was you. Sorry, Jonesy, mate, you got away. Even you, though you are one of my GOAT followers. But I know, hopefully you don't mind. Right. 1271510. Is this the right one, Ian Q? West Ham or Crystal Palace who will win? I actually picked a draw in my predictions. I might put them up on the screen. I think there'll be goals from both teams. Saliba, Castagna, Trent, Hall, Milenkovic. Sells in goal, Milenkovic, they got both start this week. Probably starting Castagna and Saliba. Probably benching Trent. Midfield, oh sorry, no, take that back. Probably playing Hall and Saliba. No, screw it, I'll play Hall and Castagna here. In this team I'm going to play Rodgers. I play Rodgers, Sarr, Gordon, Fernandes, Salah. Did you bench Salah last week? You are a hero. You're like the biggest GOAT ever. You benched Salah for a 2-pointer. I mean, you benched Wood, but like, come on, man, that's epic. That's epic from you. Hey, Tiger and Gooner, good to see you, mate. I feel like you should have started Pickford or Leno. Get to you, mate. Let me think about it. Can't remember for the moment off the top of my head. Probably Leno. Delap, yeah, okay. Isak, so Isak Wood. Play your 5 midfielders. Hall, Milenkovic, Castagna, bench Saliba and Trent. Wow, who would have ever seen that coming? Bench Saliba and Trent. Crazy. Crazy. Played your free hit, played your wild card. 5.5 million in the bank, man, you're swimming in money. Someone's up. El Passero, you are after Luca. You are definitely after Luca. I'm sure that was you. But I will go back through. Actually, maybe it was you. I don't know. No, sorry, you after Jonesy. Yeah, maybe it was you. I'll pass right. Sorry, mate. I'll tell you. Yeah, that's what. Then sorry, and then I'd look to move. I'd look to move on Delap to somebody. Maybe a Wissa. You could even go in midfield here. You got no Palmer. Wow. I mean, you're obviously going without Palmer for a reason, right? Swimming in money, man. You're obviously going without him for a reason, right? No, I can't see wildcards, Levu. You have to type them in. Unless you made it last week. Yeah, man. Have you gone without Palmer for a reason? Like you don't want him, right? Because if so, like I'm not going to recommend you bringing in Palmer because that's what you. Okay, yeah, fine. If you're not going for Palmer, then I'd say Mbumo is really nice over the next few weeks. You've already got Fernandez, so I'd say Mbumo maybe for like for Ismail Assar or Rodgers, one of the two of them. Probably we'll see how Rodgers goes this weekend. So Arsenal, if he gets a return, then definitely for Sarr. But for this week, like I don't see the need for you to make any transfers. Don't think you need to make any transfers. I think defenders, you got nice defenders. Nothing specific you need to do. Sells and Fleck and rotation. You want to be working towards, again, Liverpool triple. Just depends if you want to go defence or offence. I think if you want to go offence, Delap to Gakpo would be nice. I think that's nice. Delap to Gakpo is really nice for your team. Go for the attack. That's where I'd go. But yeah, otherwise nice. El Passero, you're up, mate. Sorry. Let's read your team. Jonesy, I'm killing you, I know. I'm sorry. I'm coming. Man, sorry. I just need to find your comment in the chat. El Passero for your team. You didn't give me the ID, did you? So I've got to find that. Raya, Gabriel, Trent, Robinson, Palmer, Ahmad, Gordon, Salah, Pedro, Isaac, Wood, bench, Fabianski, Rodgers, Munoz, Kirkes. Any changes? Probably play Munoz for Trent. Otherwise, I like the team. Look to move Raya to Alisson for 23-24. Yeah, no big change. Kirk is probably someone I'd look to move on as well. Those are my team. Otherwise, team looks really nice, mate. Really nice. Don't think immediate transfers required. Just work towards that triple Liverpool for double game week 24, and then think about moving Kirkes maybe in the future, and then roll as much as you can to 29. Armour Grabbers, DCL and Dye for this week and double game week. Neither. Everton haven't showed me that they can attack yet. Wait another week, see how Moyes goes with them. It would be in Dye for me. He's looked way better, but probably neither, in my opinion. I don't particularly like either of them. 1 hour till deadline, almost there, guys. Yeah, double game. I don't know. Like, if you're gonna go for one and die, if you're gonna go for them and die. But I can see Liverpool keeping a clean sheet against Everton, and then yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Everton. Get anywhere. I did start at Gordon. Still have one free transfer left. I don't think you need to make a transfer, man. Don't think you need to make a transfer. I think you can roll that other transfer. And then you have 2 transfers to use in 23, which is when like maybe you don't have the money for Raya to Alisson, so you can like downgrade a Kirkes or something. Yeah, roll the second one. Downgrade a Kirkes or something like that. Upgrade Raya to Alisson. You do everything you need to do in one transfer, maybe. I think that sounds nice. You could go down to a Mikalenko maybe. Kirkes to Mikalenko, Alisson to Raya to Alisson. 2 double game weekers. Could be nice. Alright, Jonesy, come on, let's get you on here. I've delayed you enough. I have delayed you enough. I'm pretty sure I like. Anyway, I'll be nice and just get you in. Mohamed, Hall or Arnold? Hall for me this week, as in who to start would be Hall. West Ham or Crystal Palace will win ENQ. I think draw. I would go with a scoring draw. FPL Mex. Nice to see you, mate. Levu, please put your ID in chat, mate, and we will go through, or put your full wildcard team in if you went wild with it. Nicola Darwin to start. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Nah, I don't know. I actually don't know. It could be Darwin or Diaz. Probably Diaz. Alright, Jonesy. Hopefully you're here. This team has Elanga instead of Lavia now. Nice. Start Elanga. Wow, nice. Raya, Timber, Robinson, Gvardiol. Okay. Gvardiol and Lewis and Keane. Yeah, Lewis and Keane are the issues here. The Man City defense is the issue here, eh? Alright, so Gvardiol I probably start. Gvardiol, Robinson, Timber, I'd start them. You've got Elanga, so then the question is who to bench? Iwobi. Stefan, I'll get to you, mate. For you to get through before you, but I will definitely get to everybody. Yeah, sorry. Also, like I'm only on like a couple of screens this week. I sort of connected to the TV in the hostel I'm staying in Melbourne, so that's why I'm a little bit slower getting to all of you guys' stuff, because normally I have an extra screen at home in my office where I can keep your chats up on the side. So apologies, it's taking me a little bit of time to go back and forth and see stuff. But yeah, just because I'm on holiday at the moment and trying to get through stuff for you guys at the same time. Stargell, Pedro over Munoz, yes, mate, I think so. But I'd probably play Munoz over Trent. But my personal opinion, obviously. Yeah, Guardiola, Robinson, Timber. I like your team, man. I'd probably just bench Iwobi. Bench Iwobi via CDA. Is it Sydney? Who is it this week? Leicester. Who do you start? Diaz or Elanga? Probably start both of them. Jonesy? I think that was your question, right? Diaz or Elanga? I'd probably start both and bench Iwobi. But if I was to peek out of Diaz and Elanga, it'd be Diaz. It'd be Diaz. Just more upside for me. Just more upside. Iwobi has an easy fixture against Leicester. I know, but I know he scored 2 last week, so obviously, but the goals were very lucky. I don't know. I just like I do like the sort of Forest on the counter against Everton. Elanga's pace. Is Diaz a rotation risk? Surely he is a rotation risk for sure. It's very tough to call, but I think if you've got him in your team against Brentford and he starts, the transition football, he'll be really important for Liverpool in transition football. Like the pace he brings will be really nice. Who would I replace Watkins with? Yeah, I would bench Firstly, I'd bench Iwobi or Elanga. I think Diaz I would start just for the bigger upside, because Liverpool obviously score so many goals, whereas Fulham and Forest don't score as many goals, so you've got more chance of the upside. Who would I move Watkins for? Would it be rogue to say I would move Watkins for Nicholas Jackson? I think Chelsea's fixtures are so nice. Wolves, Man City, West Ham, Brighton, Villa, Southampton, Leicester, through to 28. When everyone's selling him, you're bringing in Nicholas Jackson. He starts bagging again. Could be nice. But also like Watkins, West Ham, Wolves, Ipswich, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Brentford. I know this week's a tough game week for him. Otherwise, Wissa. otherwise Wissa. Wissa's my favourite pick, especially without Mbumo. And again, like, I know this week against Liverpool, but could score goals. I've got him starting this week. So yeah, I think for me, also, why would you keep Timber and Guardiola? I want to get rid of both soon. So are you asking about my team? Yeah, I want to get rid of Guardiola. Guardiola's leaving my team next week. I only kept, like, if I'm honest, I was trying to get rid of him a few weeks ago, but other things kept cropping up that were more important. And I was like, oh, he's still a goal threat, but he's not even a goal threat anymore. He's just playing like in a back three, and Lewis is inverting from right back into defensive midfield. Rather than when Kyle Walker used to play for Man City, Guardiola had more attacking threat because Kyle Walker would play in the back three from right back, and then Guardiola would just get down that left hand side. But now Kyle Walker's like obviously asked to leave and no longer. Which is Diner on Burke Street. All right, thanks, man. That's a really good. We're actually looking for a place to go for food. Now Kyle Walker's asked for a transfer. Guardiola's no longer bombing down that left-hand side as much. He looks a little bit of a lost puppy, actually, in attack. He doesn't know whether to go or to stay. He's sort of like halfway there. Is Saliba injured? There are rumours on Twitter. I'll have a look, but Twitter is not the most reliable source of information often, especially for things like that. But yeah, I would say, look, I'm not looking to get rid of Timber. I would rather have Gabriel. I'm definitely looking to get rid of Guardiola next week. Absolutely. He's my transfer out. Him and Ramsdale are going to be Alisson and probably Mikolenko. Maybe like a Milenkovic. I haven't decided yet. We'll see next week. But yeah, I thought the Ipswich game was a reasonable fixture. Flexo, good to see you, mate. Captaining Wood, Palmer or Salah or Isak. I am captaining Salah, but I think Isak and Palmer are also reasonable options. I wouldn't captain Wood due to Forest's lack of goals that they score. But a differential he would be. So yeah, Jonesy. Well, yeah, so Watkins for Wissa or Jackson. I would look to move Guardiola. I'd probably look to move him within your team and Lewis as well. I'd look to get rid of both of them. I'd probably keep Timber just because it's not an issue. Arsenal have nice fixtures coming up. Like, I know you'd probably rather have Gabriel, but I think Timber's fine. Yeah, Guardiola and Lewis I'd look to get rid. Maybe for you could even maybe go like Kanate and a Mikolenko or something like that, or a Trent or a Van Dijk or something, or a Raya for like maybe look to move one of them at least for a Liverpool defender for the double game week. Maybe the other one goes for a Mikolenko double. But yeah, that's probably what I'd look to do, mate. Rest looks fine. Watkins is I think third Liverpool's probably most key. Watkins could also go to Gakpo, but I think 3 Liverpool attackers too many. So yeah, Jackson or Wissa. Midfield fine, and then Guardiola and Lewis look to move. And then maybe Raya to Alisson. Guardiola, Lewis, Raya. Yeah. So a few transfers that probably to consider for you. Look to try and use them up to 24, and then obviously look to start thinking about rolling through to 29, and that getting through that blank game week. Matt, we'll get to you, mate. Bench one of these 8 attackers. I didn't. Okay, who was next on this list? There are so many comments. That's great, guys. I'm of course loving that there are so many comments. I just don't want to miss any things from you guys. Midnight Awareness. I did Henderson and Watkins, Pickford and Gakpo. Good moves or no? Yeah, good moves for the double game week in 24. I like it. I think they're good moves. No issues with those whatsoever. Guys, if you're finding this helpful, enjoyable, please remember to subscribe, like the video, help this get out to more people. The interaction's been really great this week. We've had so many people in here commenting and giving their teams, and we've been basically spending the whole time doing team reviews. So you haven't managed to probably see the team news coming up on the screen. Every time I bench Roberts, I regretted it. Yeah, me too. Are we not trusting Rodgers? Yeah, look, I like Rodgers. I think if you don't have other issues, or like if you don't have to play an Arsenal defender, and if you can play 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 with Rodgers, you don't have a really nice midfield or forward line, I'll definitely play him. Is Palmer going to play? What was said, Mickey Kuhn, was man, I keep having to pull up this quote. I really just need to keep it on my screen somewhere. Sorry, bear with me. Let me get the precise Palmer quote from him. But basically, like, he obviously got a knock on the ankle in the Bournemouth game, and then didn't train yesterday, and doesn't know if they'll be training in the next couple of days. My guess is he probably plays. He probably plays. Chelsea's the late fixture this week as well, I think. Tuesday or Monday night for you guys in the UK. Yeah, Chelsea's the late fixture. So I think he'd probably play. I wouldn't change him for Foden. It's not worth it. Dan, Ahmad Bruno Mateta feels awful to bench after the hat-trick. Bench Bruno. Robinson has to start, in my opinion, for Leicester. Luka. Yeah, Liverpool clean sheet, man. Hope Liverpool. Nah, Liverpool won't clean sheet, man. Not against Brentford, man. If Liverpool clean sheet, I'd be very surprised. Be very surprised if Liverpool clean sheet against Brentford. I hope they do. I'm supporting Liverpool, but Jonesy, interested in my take on Liverpool clean sheeting against, or that was something else. Benjamin Yoz, you think starting João Pedro and Benjamin Yoz is an intelligent decision? I think it's an intelligent decision. Yeah, because there's more upside to be gained by João Pedro. Like, Palace keeping a clean sheet. Clean sheets have been so hard to predict this season, man. So hard to predict. They're like, if you miss a clean sheet, it's unlucky. But if you miss a haul by not playing your attackers, man, that's rough. It's rough sometimes. And I'm thinking that João Pedro, what I was saying is, if he plays with Welbeck, that's where he's been at his best, in that number 9 role behind Welbeck. I was talking about that earlier. Do I dare captain Bruno v Brighton, or is that nuts? There's just no standouts this week, assuming Palmer is out. I like Salah v Brentford. I don't think Brentford are going to play that low block against Liverpool. I like Isak v Bournemouth. I like them both, man. I wouldn't captain Bruno v Brighton, Luca. Please don't do that. Please. I know you're looking for something, you're searching, but just stay the course, mate. Stay the course. You'll come back. You'll come back. Tiger and Gunnar, hi mate. I know you said hi. Should I start Pickford or Leno, Philly? Leno, because I think West Ham look a little bit nicer under Potter. Sorry, Pickford or Leno? Yeah, Leno, because Everton got Spurs. Spurs are a good attacking team. 6-2, hey mate. Sorry, Titan Guna as well while you're there. I'll get you up on screen, Suku. Titan Guna, I think I'm getting rid of Diaz or Murphy or Mbumo for a -4 thoughts, bud. Please do not get... No, -4, man. Don't get rid of any of them for a -4. There's no need to take -4s. They're all nice. No. There's a lot. Top 3 goalkeepers this week. Sorry, Nicola Ciotar. Whoever's playing, like, it's basically like if you play Everton or Southampton, top 2 always. Everton, Southampton, top 2 always. But it'll probably be Sales for me. Probably Sales would be number 1. Saku, this is you, yeah. 138932. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't take a -4 Tiger and Guna, by the way. Captain and VC Wood and Palmer or Salah, Isak or Diaz. Yeah, I'd go. Like I said, I'd prefer Salah and Isak with Palmer right up there. I've gone for Salah just based off an extra point for the midfielder. I wouldn't go Wood just because Forest score less goals. Diaz big differential, but you can go there if you want to. I think the minutes is an issue. Ozzy, can you read my comment about Bruno? I think I got through that, Luke. All right. Levy, I sent it to you on your Twitter double game week post. Thoughts on assistant manager chip and when to use it. I think I talked through that earlier, but we'll talk through that again when we have a little bit more time later. Ozzy, maybe we can even talk about that post end of this deadline. Jan, we'll get to you, mate. Blimey, it's quite a few to get through, guys. I'll try and be a bit quicker with these team reviews now, guys. I'm going to have to say, like, get through a few of them, and then yeah, we'll crack on with Yusuku. Verbruggen, Gabriel. In the final minutes, I brought in Chalobah over Guay, and he got recalled back from Chelsea the next day. Damn, that is wild. Yeah, I mean, he might play this week. He might play this week. He's honestly not bad if he plays. Yeah, I think this week you play Verbruggen. You play Verbruggen. You play Einar. You probably play. You probably play Chalobah. You probably play Chalobah and one of Gabriel or Virgil. Salah, Palmer, Gordon, Diaz. Who's the other midfielder? Semenyo is probably who I'd look to move on. Isak, João Pedro, Cunha. Consideration on moving Cunha, obviously, with the tough fixtures coming up. I'd definitely have a think about that going forwards. Otherwise, yeah, Salah, Palmer, Gordon, Diaz, good. João Pedro, Isak, Cunha, I'd probably start all of them. Diaz is flagged, is he? Diaz is flagged. Oh, he had the illness, didn't he? He had the illness. But I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Let me find my notes on Diaz, because I remember looking at it as well. I was confused by the flag. Yeah, I think they said like he didn't train one of the days because he had a slight illness. But they said he'll be training. He'll be training with us today, so he should be okay. So yeah, should be fine. I think Diaz. I mean, the thing is with Diaz is like he's always a 50-50 on whether he's going to start with Darwin anyway. So yeah, I think 50-50, but I'd probably play him. I think he'd be good in transition against Brentford. Every week I bench Semenyo, he hauls. That's what I was thinking him over Diaz this week. If you were to go there, then would you consider benching Cunha? Because like Bournemouth v Newcastle would be defensively pretty good. I think that's tough. I'd bench Semenyo. I'd bench Semenyo again. I know he's sort of playing sometimes up front, sometimes in that number 10 role behind Dango Tara. But yeah, I'd bench Semenyo. If your gut tells you Semenyo over Diaz, you think Darwin's going to start because Diaz had a slight illness in the week, then fine. But Diaz could always come off the bench and score as well for Liverpool. Yeah. Sorry, Suki, I've got to keep rolling through these ones. I've got a few to get through. Jan 7995877. Alright, they see me rolling. Nate, Henderson, Wamby, Mazraoui, Gabriel. Alright, start Einar. Start Wamby. No, it'd be Brian. Start Verge probably. Verge or Gabriel. Probably bench Mazraoui against Brian. Start Salah, Palmer, Bruno, Murphy, João Pedro, Isaac, bench Delap. And then either start out of Flecken or Henderson and start Henderson. Who's my captain? Salah. Yeah, I think that's probably where I'd go. I think your team's alright right now. It doesn't need too much surgery or anything. I think about maybe Mazraoui in the future. And no, probably Delap's the one I'd look to move off. Maybe into like a Gakpo for Liverpool double game week. I'll answer some of the questions quickly, guys, before I move on to next team. Stefan, I think it is. João Pedro over Munoz, yes. Start Ahmad or Mateta. Probably start Ahmad just based off form. But if you send me a team, Danny Kirk, I'd probably find a way of not benching either one of those. Sorry, Mickey, Gibbs White or Elanga. To pick or to, like, I can't believe you'd have both of them. But I'd probably go Elanga if I was transferring them in. I mean, I'd go Elanga either way. Fabulous Fab, start Munoz or Robinson. Robinson. Go to Butcher's Diner on Burke Street. I'll be writing that down later. Lost Aussie Abroad, thank you. Captaining Salah, Vicing Isaac. Bench one of these 8 attackers. Salah, Palmer, Foden, Gordon, Ahmad, Isaac, Wood, Jimenez. Ahmad. Ahmad. Jimenez on pens. Jimenez. Take it back. I'll bench. Brighton transitional team defensively. So. Jimenez for me. Matt. But very close with Ahmad. I can see Ahmad blanking this week after that haul. Stefan, yeah mate, let's get your team up. 5199361. I have Isaac, Jackson and Wood up front, but I'm trying to set up my team for the double game week. Is Jackson a sell for budget? 0.5 in the bank. Set up your team for a double game week. Yeah, don't know what you... Probably just move Lewis to like... Is Jackson a sell for budget? Depends really. I like Jackson. I think he's alright. How do you get to... Who do you want for this double game week? Like, you could... Depends who you're going. Like, I obviously am looking to go Alisson. I'm really liking my team. Had a good game week this week. Yeah, I like your team. That's what I'm thinking. I don't feel like you need to tear it apart, even for the double game week. Like, Lewis is who I'd look to move in your team. And if you can get like Lewis down to Mikalenko maybe and Verbruggen up to Alisson, I don't know if you've got the money for that. But if you could do that, that'd be ideal. Did just see there's an issue with the stream, but hopefully everything's okay and back running. Might have just dropped a few frames. sorry guys, I might just drop a few frames because it's kind of streaming off of. Alright, sorry guys, hopefully we're back up and running now. Technical issue, I'm out in Melbourne at the moment. So I'm trying to like, the internet's really crappy, so I'm trying to like hotspot off my 4G, and then my phone died. So I just had to plug it into a faster charger. But yeah, it looks like I'm back up and running now. Hopefully no frames dropping, or at least a lot better. Sorry, Stefan. Now I'm back. Yeah, so don't have the fun struggling with budget. Yeah, I understand. Jackson is your budget man, right? Yeah, I mean, if he is the budget man, then maybe that's where you need to go, mate. There are some good options. Like you could go to a Wissa. You could even go double Liverpool attack and go to a Gakpo. You could even consider going a bit differential and going into like a Watkins. I always guess Watkins is more expensive, isn't he? You could go to Mateta. I don't love that pick, but you could go to Mateta. Or even Raul Jimenez. Raul Jimenez could be a reasonable shout over that period of time. I think my favourite pick would be Wissa. I think given your team doesn't have Mbumo, I think Wissa's really nice. Oh yeah. Team to upgrade. I was thinking to Wissa, then upgrade Ahmad to Diaz next week. Thoughts? Yeah, I'd honestly keep Ahmad in your team. I think your midfield's all right. If you want to go for a Liverpool attacker, you might as well just use one transfer and go Jackson to Gakpo. Like, I think it's much of a much going for a Gakpo or a Diaz. If you're going to go double Liverpool defence, then that's different. Maybe you go Jackson to Wissa and you go like Lewis to Kanate or Lewis to Trent. That solves your Lewis problem as well, going Lewis to Kanate and going double Liverpool defence. Because obviously in that double game week they've got Everton as well, and like next week, 23, they've got Ipswich. So yeah, for me, I'd probably do it that way. But if you want to go the other way, I'd probably go Jackson to Gakpo. Serious question now. I just got home. Pick one, bench three. Nando's grilled Indian Chinese Maccas. Nando's. Bench. Is grilled like an option? What's grilled? Indian Chinese Maccas? So you think keep them out of Rodgers and cycle them? I think so. Yeah, I think they've got really nice fixtures. Like, look at these fixtures. The fixture runs for both. Nish, hey bro, good to see you again. Jonesy, yes, of course I will get to you as well. Yeah, look at 23. West Ham, Wolves, Ipswich, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Brentford. Really nice. United, Southampton, Brighton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Everton, Ipswich. I wouldn't mind playing both of them most weeks, to be honest. Stefan, like I think they're both really nice. I'd say Ahmad's almost like a Bruno. Oh, grilled fancy burger place. Yeah, sorry, I know what grilled is. My bad. Yeah, I don't love it. I mean, I'd probably go Nando's. I love Nando's, mate. Nando's top class. Sometimes I buy the Nando's sauce and make my chicken at home, like Nando's flavour. Yeah, superb. Maybe I'm sharing too much personal information there. Yeah, they do rotate good together. Yeah, that's what I'll go for, Stefan. I'm going to keep cracking through these, mate, so apologies. Alright, where was I? Thanks to Lavia. Stefan D review. Oh, the Saliba question. Yeah, Saliba injury. Don't know, wondering whether to get Aina or Hall to boost my defence. Both have good fixtures. What's your defence geographical term? Can you chuck your team ID in the chat and we'll do it? I like Aina and Hall personally. This game week specifically, Aina. Longer term, Hall. Well, I mean longer term. I mean both are good. Longer term, yeah. Depends how you're setting up for 29 as well. Matt did that. Hey Ozzy, logged onto your Twitter. Lever. Yeah, sorry mate. I'll jump on Twitter and get your team ID, mate. Where did you post it, Levu? Can you just DM me on Twitter? On my double game week post. Alright, 1 sec. Sorry, mate. Oh yeah, I see. It's not giving me your... It's not showing up for some reason. It's not showing up. Oh, hang on. Loading. I'll get to it in a sec, mate. I will. Alright. Alright. We're getting through. If we drop 0.7, I want bench one of Sar, Semenyo or Rogers. Semenyo for me, HK. Flags and FPL are so rubbish. Yeah, sometimes they are, Luca, to be honest. Just come to me and I'll get the team news. I'll put it up on the screen now. Flash through all the teams. Who's my captain? Josip. It's Salah this week. Isaac Weiss. Someone's going to blank maybe. Appreciate you, Matt Allen. Thank you for subbing. If any of the rest of you are enjoying this, please sub. Like the video. It really helps me going forwards. What the fuck am I doing? Buying Bruno and captaining in last game week. I did at the start of the season and got severely punished. Yeah, funny. It's just unfortunate, mate. Honestly, I thought Bruno was a good bring-in. Thomas Tunjic, sorry, mate, I did miss that one. Do I bring Pickford in this week or keep Flecken and bring him in next week alongside with Gakpo? 1/3 Liverpool. I'm unsure whether to go for Gakpo or Alisson. I mean, the rate that Gakpo's been starting all these games, like, could be nice. Personally, because Liverpool play Everton, I'm going for Alisson. Long term, I don't like my goalkeeper. Like, I don't know if long term do you like Flecken or long term do you not like Flecken. For me, I'm just keen to get Alisson in, just set and forget. Don't have to worry about him until I play my wild card. So I'm getting rid of Ramsdale for Alisson. For you, yeah, I think your decision should be based off, are you comfortable in your goalkeeper or not? If you're comfortable in your goalkeeper and you want to take the bigger upside, you can go Gakpo because his starts have been so good. But for me, I think in that double game week as well, Liverpool v Everton. Everton's looking like a banker clean sheet at the moment for a lot of teams. So that could be a good week for double defence. Jonesy, here we go. We're back to you. Fantastic. Always like to see you, mate. And Nish, hey mate, how are you going? Oh, Levu, yeah, Levu. It's not loading for me, Levu. This can you DM me on Twitter, Levu, your team ID? Because for some reason it's just not loading on my Twitter. That comment. I swear I'll prove it. Look, here's the screen. Look at that. It's just loading. It's not showing up that one comment. FPLT. If anybody wants to see my Twitter name. T_FPL. I don't know, man. I just can't get it up. Oh, Jonesy, you sent me all your teams. Oh, I've done 2 of them right now. So this is the third. 8, 7, 9, 6, 9, 9, 8. Levy, whenever you put yours in, mate, I'll just do yours next. Just DM me and yours will be the next team. It's mainly 3 players, Def, Gabriel versus Hall to start. 2 to start between Bumo, Ahmad and Gakpo. Ooh, Bumo, Ahmad and Gakpo. I'd start... Start Bumo and Gakpo. I'd start Bumo and Gakpo. Even though they're playing against each other. I don't like Gakpo as much. I think I'd start Bumo and Gakpo. Yeah. It's going to hurt me if Ahmad returns. But yeah, chuck your team ID and just DM me on Twitter, Levo. Just DM me because I don't know why it's weird. But Jonesy DM me, I've got all of his. So, you have Nando's and Oz. Yeah, it's not as good though. The Nando's and Oz is not as good. It's absolutely not as good. But Like Nando's in the UK is top bins, man. Buy the sauce here. It's nice. Show us your team, Yosif. That is my team. It's on screen. Congrats on 1k. Thanks, Nish, bro. Thanks, mate. Really nice to crack it. Quack, quack, armband on Wood, Rubber Ducky. What's up? Welcome to the screen, bro. Good luck. Hope Wood goes well. He's in my team, so I'm supporting that, even if it's Sar or Ahmad. I'll probably go Ahmad over Sar. Just Nish had a question about, bro, will Sar and Palmer start this week? Yeah, Nish, the Sar and Palmer ones. So Chelsea obviously playing Tuesday. The Palmer was like he picked up a knock against Bournemouth. And didn't train yesterday, but I mean they've still got a few more days, so my guess is Palmer starts. Sarr was like, the quote was, we've got a small question about Ismail Sarr. He's suffering a little bit with tightness in his hamstring. We'll take the final decision tomorrow. So for me, it's like he either doesn't start and doesn't play, or he'll start and probably play like 60, 70 minutes, come off a little bit early, just to manage him. I think he'll probably start. Well, they did say it was a small issue, and he's important for Palace. But if you've got Sarr and like he's not a consider, I'd probably start him. I don't think he's going to come off the bench for minutes, is my thoughts. He'll just switch out. Yeah, sorry, Jonesy. Here we go, mate. You're making me work for the 1k, Jonesy, mate, all of your teams. But thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys contributing to that 1k subs. Let's now push on, see how much we can grow. 1k in 3 months is amazing, by the way, guys. It's been so good. Like, I've absolutely loved like interacting with all you guys on the streams, probably the most. Sometimes the videos in the week are a bit tough, especially like when I'm like busy at work and stuff. I always try to get as many as I can out for you guys. But yeah, the live streams are great. Like I'll even wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning to stream with you guys because I enjoy it. So anyway, let's get through everything. Cucurella, Trent Gabriel, Trent Gvardiol Munoz, Kudus, Salah Palmer, this Yarmouth pick. You always get me with this. Has he actually done anything? Nah. He's got to go, mate. 4.4 fodder. How are you getting him in the team? Oh, it's because Bergvall. Yeah, I like Bergvall. He might start again for Spurs. Could be a really interesting 4.4 mil one. It's just because you got Haaland, eh? Yeah, look, I've got to be honest, Joe. Is this your team, mate? Is this your team? Is this the right ID? 8796988. $6998. Sorry, man. I lost my mind. There you go. That looks way more like your team. Now I remember this. Yeah, this is good. Sanchez, Gabriel, Trent, Hall, Rodgers, Robinson. Oh man, that's the defense I want. Well, maybe Timber out for somebody. Double Arsenal. Yeah, again, midfield looks great. Savio's nice. Palmer, Murphy, Rodgers, all nice. Wood, Isaac, JP. Start them all. Start the 4 you've got in there. Bench Rodgers. Probably bench Timber. And probably bench Trent. Man, I hate cheering against Trent. You know, it's actually, I hate it. I don't do it, to be honest. Like, when I watch Liverpool, I'm sort of just like, if we score, I don't care. But I always prefer it to not be Trent. Thinking of dropping Pedro for Rodgers. I wouldn't do it. Like, personally, I wouldn't do it. I think I was saying, thanks to Aussie Abroad. Much love, man. Appreciate you on the stream. You've been really good fun. Catch up with you hopefully next week. Stefan Tyrikos, mate. Let me get to that comment because I've been talking about that all season. Yeah, Yeah, I think like I was saying earlier, Jonesy, I think JP with Welbeck in the team is just way better. And it's for me, like, I just don't know how Brighton are going to start and Hurtsler's going to set up. If he sets up with Welbeck up top and JP in the 9 behind him, I think he'll be nice. Yeah, Wissar, mate, go ahead. Stop commenting. Let me talk about Wissar. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I think JP in the 9 behind Welbeck's been they link up so well, and then that Brighton attack just starts clicking. So I think if that happens this week, which I have a feeling that it might, after seeing them both play at times last week, that's why I want to go. I can't be messaged. Leave you. Just post like it doesn't come in this chat. Your team, man. You message me. Where? Try posting it to you if that worked. Posting it where? Man, I want to do your team. We've got 15 minutes. TV. I want to do your team, man. However you can get in this chat. Even do like one number, one letter, and just write it out across this chat. Just put A in between all the numbers. Just put it in this chat. I don't know why it's not working in there. I'll work it out. Just trust me. Just get all the numbers in a message, and I'll work it out, and I'll put it on screen. Yeah, I think I'd go João Pedro over Rodgers. That's my personal opinion, but like I like Rodgers. Like I really like him. I think he's great, but he's really like fantastic in transition, and I think Arsenal are like pretty good at stopping transition. They're a bit like of a dirty team, a little bit. Like they'll get at you, commit fouls and stuff, not allow him to get free in transition. So yeah, benching Trent, I'm on board with. I'd go Trent and Timber, and then yeah, I guess choose between Rodgers and João Pedro. What you want to go for, mate? Rodgers and Timber. Yeah, Trent, Rodgers and Timber. That's what I would do. Yeah, I would probably go for that. But I think this week's going to be another week where, like, it's really hard to pick, and you've just got to go with what you feel from having seen how the team's set up. And like my picks this week are pretty much like what I feel from having watched teams and how they set up. Come on, Levy, mate, give me these numbers. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Jonesy, mate. That's what I'm thinking. Luca, why aren't I interested in Palmer captain? Yeah, it is because of the injury concern, Luca. I actually think he could also be a nice option as captaincy. I think there's 3 relatively nice captaincy options, and again this week it's one of those ones where like captaincy's been a thing that's hurt people this year. And man, Salah's just returned. Like you just got to remember, don't forget Salah's returned like 17 out of 20 game weeks. So it's difficult to go against somebody like that, to be honest. But like Isak and Palmer now becoming good options. Hall versus Gabriel. Levu. Hall for me, mate. I think there's a chance of a clean sheet there, and I think he's got chances of attacking returns. So I think that if you want Levy, just chuck all your team in the post. Just chuck all the player names in it. I'll just read it in the post. All right, guys, we've got 13 minutes. So I'm going to do quick responses now. Nish, I think I missed a question from you, mate. Ahmad versus Iwobi for the 5th midfield position. Ahmad for me. Yeah, I think Iwobi's goals are a bit lucky. But like actually, Iwobi's someone I've slept on this whole season. I've said this on multiple streams. He's someone that for some reason I just have a blank spot for him on FPL. But you know, I'm going to go Ahmad again. I'm going to keep going. I just think his finishing's not very good. So obviously his guys were a bit lucky this week. Harry Butler, bench Robinson or Sarr? Bench Robinson or Sarr? Probably bench Sarr. No, probably bench Robinson. Play Sarr. If he doesn't start, Robinson comes on off your bench. Jackson Black's... Wissar, positioning. Tactically, man, this guy has got the best footballing IQ in the Premier League. Like, one of the best footballing IQs in the Premier League. The positions he takes up are incredible. Go back and watch some of my old videos. I just talk about Wissa like every week about how good his footballing IQ is. And even when Tony was in that Brentford side, he was popping up from midfield into like key areas, scoring key goals from them late in games. His footballing IQ and positional IQ is incredible. Brian O'Doherty, would you get rid of a Wissa for Wood? No, I wouldn't. Or Elanga for Bruno. I would probably I'd probably move Elanga for a Bruno or for a Ahmad. I wouldn't bring in Elanga for a Bruno. I'd probably bring I would go the other way. What do I do with Martinelli? Get rid of him, mate. Honestly, Gordon, Mbumo, Ahmad. Yeah, Gordon and Mbumo, Ahmad. Probably. Maybe. I didn't miss your Hull v Gabs, mate, did I? No, I didn't. Yeah, Hull for me over Gabriel Levu. It's 2 different drafts will be too much, bro. Mate, put it in. I'd do it. Put it in, Levu. Put it in. Come on, man. You're my guy. I'll do this for you. I'll do it quickly. Ozzy, should I sell Bruno anytime soon? I think that doesn't need to be sold, Luca, if you've got other things that you're working on. There are other stuff. Unless there's somebody specifically that you want to target, I think Bruno's a nice pick. Obviously, at the moment, you probably wish you had Ahmad. If you had Ahmad, you wouldn't be thinking about selling him. United fixtures are nice. Footballers, hey bro, good to see you back. Should I start Palmer and Mbumo or Mateta maybe? Palmer and Mbumo for me. I'd somehow try and start all 3 of them, to be honest, mate, if you can. I don't know who you got in the midfield. Maybe bench Rodgers, if you got Rodgers. Iwobi actually looks great in transition, just from what I've seen, but I do agree that you can't make a decision based on 2 lucky goals. Yeah, Fulham have like one of the best progressive carries and progressive passes in the league. He's fantastic in transition, but I think his finishing is really not very good, Iwobi. I think he actually gets into great spots, and that's from what I've seen. I like how he plays and how he is within that Fulham team, but I just think his finishing is not very good. That's why I just can't bring myself to ever go with him. Footballers, should I captain Chris Wood or stay with Mo Salah? I'd stay with Mo Salah. I think Nottingham Forest don't score that many goals. All right, 9 minutes. I'm going to keep being quick through these. Ice Cold, OG Jones, Salah, Haaland or Isaac for captain. I went for Salah. I'd go for Haaland if I had Haaland against Ipswich. He obviously destroyed them last time. Will Palmer start? I think he probably will start. The comments were he picked up a knock against... He had a kick and ankle in the first half against Bournemouth. He didn't train yesterday, but Chelsea are the late game. They play on Tuesday, so I think he has time. I wouldn't sell him anyway, so just start Palmer. Hey Jeff Johns, how are you, bro? Team ID. I'm not sure if I have time for team ID. 3719 doesn't sound like the correct team ID. There's no way that can be right, huh? I might have time. Yeah, Wish smells goals. Wish out and Wood in. I wouldn't do that, Brian O'Doherty. Aina for Guardiola or Elanga for Bruno. Yeah, I wouldn't make those transfers. I think Wish is great. I think Bruno's great. I think Guardiola for Aina is fine. Like, that's a good transfer. Just trying to target the fixture. Yeah, I understand. I think Aina for Guardiola is fine, but I think Wisher against Liverpool, Wisher is great, and going forwards, Brentford have really nice fixtures, and Man United have really nice fixtures. So I think you can keep Bruno, keep Wisher long term. Guardiola, you should be getting out soon. I know, nice game week this week, so I would bring in Aina for Guardiola if you want to do that. Start 2 of Timber, Castagna, Enzo. Castagna, Enzo. Are you still doing team reviews? Probably don't have the time, footballers, mate. I'll try. Put it in the chat. I'll try and get around to it if I can. You love Brentford players. I've got Wisser and Mbumo for weeks. Served me well, but trying to finish top for manager of the month. Are you not worried about Forest destroying Saints? I am. Yeah, I am. But it's just... they don't score that many goals, you know. I don't know. They could, because Saints play this counter press under Juric. So you saying that right now, Brian? Yeah, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't have Wood. Yeah, I wouldn't move Bruno for Elanga. Like, I think Forest could score a few goals, but it's more likely the other serious scenarios. That's sort of how I've gone. I do think Forest will score against Southampton, and I do think Southampton's counter pressing under Juric. They haven't worked out in the midfield how to deal with that. And Forest, if they break that and go countering quickly, they could kill them a few times like Brentford did. They could actually. Hallworth starting this week, yes, Nish. Great to chat, Luca. Appreciate you, man. Happy accounts going quickly. Come on, Bruno. He can't turn into my new João Pedro. Yes, come on, Bruno. I'll support him for you, mate. Footballers, shall I bench Rodgers or Harry Wilson to allow space for Mateta or Aina? Rodgers for me. Bench, but not get rid of. Bench. Jeff Johns with my team, maybe Colwell out to Hall or Aina. Could start Colwell. It's not a bad fixture for Chelsea this week, but yeah, Hall and Aina are nicer long term, I would say. Levu. Here we go. Becker, Robinson, Gordon, Ahmad, Henderson, Trent, Rodgers, Elanga. Number 1. Becker, Alisson long term I prefer than Henderson. I like Gordon as well, longer term. AS, good initials. Hope those are your initials. Lewis have 2.1 million in the bank and 2 transfers. I have Isak, João Pedro, Strand, Larson. Should I buy Mateta or Wood? I have Isak and Munoz. And who? Muniz. Oh, Muniz. I have Isak, João Pedro, Strand, Larson. Should I buy Mateta or Wood? I have Issar and Munoz. What's Issar and Munoz? I'd buy Wood for Strand Larson, yeah, if you can. Probably wouldn't go Mateta. Palace aren't showing me. Mateta's not showing me anything yet. Is it Sar and Munoz? Yeah, if you've already got Sar and Munoz, definitely don't go Mateta, just go Wood. I'd probably go Wissa, to be honest, for Strand Larson. Lewis, get Gordon or Elanga? Gordon for me. You should do speed reading competition like a Nigerian guy. Man, I was practicing my speed typing the other day. I don't know how. I'm not that fast. I think I did like 70 words a minute. Can't touch type. You have to look up and down like this. Sort of touch type. Footballers, mate. If you get it in the chat right now, mate, 4 minutes. I'll run through you super quick. But I can stay on post deadline. Yeah. I can stay on post deadline to chat through stuff if you guys still want to do team reviews going forwards. Nish starting Sar and Ahmad this week. Semenya on the bench. Hope I didn't mess this up. I back that. I mean, Sar might not even start, and then Semenya just pops in, mate. So yeah, I back that. I think that's a tough game against Newcastle for Semenya. Hoping for a Newcastle clean sheet, man. Hoping for a Newcastle clean sheet. Alright, guys. If I've missed any comments, chuck them in right now, because yeah, I've obviously just totally missed them trying to speed read. 3 minutes till deadline, so lock your teams in. Ethan, if this is your team, mate, if this is your team ID, sorry, Jeff, if this is your team ID, 3719 on screen, on screen now, I would start Colwell, Castagna, Munoz, Salah, Gordon, Palmer, and Mbumo, Isak, Jackson, João Pedro, bench Rodgers, Vandenberg, and Timber. Play Raya over Fabianski. If this isn't your team, Jeff Johns, then yeah, let me know. Semenya and Mbumo or Pedro bench 1. Semenya, Arturus. Guys, 3 minutes to deadline. I might even put my screen on. My team on screen. I think this is yours, right, Jeff? Colwell out to Hall or Aina. Yeah, I'll probably go Aina this week, but Hall probably longer term. I don't mind Hall this week either. Where's my team? Have I got the right team? I was talking to someone this week, like you guys almost convinced me to like change this around. But I went biggest upside because I was playing Timber and I was playing Mbumo and Wissa, so I benched Rodgers and Trent. That was my theory. And I'm back in Arsenal clean sheet and goals galore in Liverpool Brentford. So Arsenal need to step up their game. 2 minutes of deadline, guys. Last questions, chuck them in the chat right now. And then, yeah, if any of you guys want to stay on to chat for a little bit longer on, like, maybe chip strategy and that sort of stuff, happy to do. If not, I'll head off back to my holiday. Yeah. Yeah, I know a couple of people asked on assistant manager and stuff, so I think you guys might have had to shoot off. So if you're not still around, I'll run away. 1 minute to deadline, guys. Lock in your teams right now. Click save. Quick switch your captaincy. Nah, come on, Mo. Do us the job. Do us the job. Do us the job. What have other people gone for this week? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what other people have gone for this week? Gakpo's smelly playing away. Gakpo's got one trick, man. Cut inside on his right foot and shoot. Honestly, it drives me mad watching defenders defend Gakpo. So just send him down the line with his left foot. You can't cross in his left foot. If you even cross into the box, just get a defender at the near post. Send him down the line. He scores only by cutting onto his right foot and shooting. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be telling defenders this. Like, he's scoring goals for Liverpool. Keep going. Keep showing him onto his right foot. He's got one trick. Honestly, unbelievable that people are not clocking on this. All his returns low-key at home. All the best, folks. All the best, Niche. We're locked, guys. That is it. Deadline has gone. Let's see. Is game updating? Game is updating. All right, guys. Good luck this game week. Hope it goes well for everybody. I will be back home Monday. So I should have the normal videos out. Yeah, should have the normal videos out next week. What are the fixture dates? Yeah, should have the normal videos out next week. Yeah, everything should be out next week, so that should be good. So yeah, stick around, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. Bro gets homesick. Oh man, it's funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, maybe it's just the way that Liverpool rotated or something. But I didn't realise that, to be honest. That all his returns are at home. That's pretty funny though. But yeah, maybe defenders, when they go away from home to Liverpool, just forget to show him down the line. Just let him in on his right foot. Maybe you need to tell the defence that. Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to eat strawberries on this stream. I got some here, but it didn't work for me last week. My captaincy decisions all went wrong, and Bumo shambles. Yeah, guys, I don't know if you guys want to talk like chip strategy, or if there's anything else you want to talk about, just a chat. Happy to talk about stuff, because I think probably the main thing to talk about for chip strategy is when you use the chips. Obviously, stupid comment. But yeah, I think if you look here at this like fixture calendar, this is like Ben Crowden's fixture calendar. Like one day I'm gonna just do this myself, but it's just easy to read for the time being, and like I'm busy getting out of videos, but it's pretty good, and he updates it. Saves me time. What's the point doing it yourself, right? So yeah, if you look like game week 29 is obviously that blank that could be essentially depending on who wins out of this Liverpool, the Newcastle v Arsenal and the Liverpool v Tottenham. If it's 3 double games or just the 2, it'll be two doubles. So it'll be it will be the winner of Newcastle v Arsenal will blank in 29, and then the winner of Liverpool v Tottenham will blank in 29, and they will play. So assuming Newcastle win, they're already 2-0 up against Arsenal. It will be Newcastle v Crystal Palace that blank in 29. These red ones here in 29, and then if Tottenham keep it going, then it'll be Tottenham v Fulham v blank in 29. If Liverpool turn them around, it'll be Liverpool v Aston Villa. So there'll be Liverpool, Aston Villa, Newcastle, and Palace that blank in 29. So those double game weeks will most likely go here in 33. You can see, because they have like this whole midweek slot free, whereas all the other midweek slots like have stuff on. But what you need to think about is like obviously these 2 midweeks are if teams make the quarterfinals of the European competitions. So say like Newcastle Palace, right? Newcastle not going to be, Palace not going to be in the quarterfinals. So easily like that could go into 31 or 32, and Liverpool could be in 33 in a double. Because obviously like the Premier League would rather schedule these fixtures earlier rather than later, right? Because other things could crop up later in the season. There could be additional doubles they have to fit in. So if that happens, then I would say that an assistant manager chip between 31 and 33 would be really nice if there were 2 separate double game weeks, because then you can ultimately get like 2 times for the manager in 31, 2 times for the manager in 33, and you could play it on like an Eddie Howe or a Glasner in either of those game weeks. So let's say you play it on Palace and it's like Palace v Brighton and Palace v Newcastle. They've got 2 chances to get you a like bonus 10-pointer for the assistant manager chip. Or say you play it for Newcastle and you just back them against Leicester and Palace and go for that sort of one. Or and then in 33 maybe you play Liverpool and you play at Liverpool v Leicester and Liverpool v Aston Villa, or you go for Villa against like a Newcastle and Liverpool and look for that 10 bonus points. So it gives you like flexibility on what your options are, but that is only if the doubles go into different weeks. I think if both the doubles go into game week 33, then for me it's better to play the assistant manager chip 36 to 38. And the reason for that is because it will be easier to get the it'll be easier to get the what am I trying to say here? It'll be easier to get like the teams like Liverpool at the end of the season. I literally paused for like throwaway games. That's exactly what I was trying to say, Levy. I think my brain just went onto like pause for a while there. It'll be easy to get those throwaway games. For example, if Liverpool have won the league already in 38, you could easily go and choose Palace against Liverpool. Palace might have something to play for, or like Brighton might have a Europe game to play for. So that would definitely be the best time to try and get those 10-point bonuses. They've wound up my toy now. I'm back working again. Gone through the pause button. I think 36-38 would be best if it's not very glitched in real life. I hope someone clips that for me and just Bing goes, it'll be for like 5 minutes. So 36-38 I think is the optimal time if there's just that one double game week between 31 and 33. Otherwise, definitely optimal between 31 and 33 to get 2 doubles. Whichever way you choose to go, that's so many points. Realistically, assistant manager, if you get 2 wins, it's 8 points for each win, like minimum. Because if you win, you're going to score a goal. You're going to get 6 points plus 1 goal. If you win 1-0, you get 2 points for a clean sheet, so that's 9 points. If you win 2-1, which is the next win you could get. You'd get 8 points because you get 2 goals. So yeah, minimum 8 points for a win is the way I look at it. And then like for wildcard and bench boost, for me it would be, if I play the assistant manager 31 to 33, a wildcard 35, I bench boost 36, and I just manage my team 37-38. If I play the assistant manager 36 to 38, a wildcard before the double, wildcard 32, I bench boost in 33. And then what's the points that bench boost does the last couple of years? Cunha and Jackson Halls, I'm feeling it. Hopefully, mate. No, hopefully not. I don't want Cunha and Jackson Hall, I don't have them. What's the points for bench boost? Honestly, depends. Like, it depends if you can get it in a big double. Like, you're on for like 100 points, 100 pointers. Like, that's why I think 36 is so good. And like, if you get those 2 doubles between 31 and 33, that you can. Have you already used your bench boost, Levy? You probably have, haven't you? I can't remember on your team. Yeah, if you get that 2 doubles and you can use your assistant manager here, the wild card into the bench boost in 36, you can basically get 15 players that all have doubles. If I have the team for it in 23, should I bench boost in a single game week? Not for me, mate. For me, I'd look to wild card into a bench boost. It really helps, or like. Or what I've done in the past is sort of structure the team for a bench boost over weeks, and then wildcard after it into what you want to do. But yeah, for me, I think bench boost is so good to use in a double game week if you can. It's not as powerful in a small double, I would say. But I think if you can hold on to it, I think 23, like single game week's not the one to go. If you have some options, maybe. Also, it's 34 a blank game week this year. Yeah, if I put up, so 34 is the FA Cup semi-finals. So the 4 teams that make the FA Cup semi-finals will blank in that game week. So that could be 8 fixtures that blank, basically. Or sorry, 8 teams that are blanking, like 4 fixtures. So then that will move into 36. So you could have 8 teams that have a double game week in 36. So that's when I'd look to use my bench boost, because so for 8 teams I could realistically get 15 players doubling. And if you wildcard in 35 and bench boost into 36 into those 15 players, then like 37, 38, yeah, you might not have like the optimal team, but I mean, realistically, you probably have a decent team. You might not have like some huge big hitters, but then 37, 38, those huge big hitters might not be playing for their teams. There might be like these chuck away games at the end of the season where they're not playing for anything. So yeah, I think a wild card into a 36 bench boost is probably the best time for a bench boost, but it's also really the best time for the assistant manager. So I think for me, if like the optimal thing would be if we hear in game week 30, which would be after the FA Cup set quarterfinals, and obviously the leg of 16 from Europe. If in game week 30 we hear the Newcastle double has gone into 31 and the Liverpool double or Spurs Fulham double has gone into a different week, like that, then you definitely play your assistant manager over the 3 weeks. So it's pretty much necessary to free hit in either blank game week 29 or 34 because it would be too hard to navigate the blanks in both weeks. Exactly, yes. And I think 29, it's easier to navigate because you have this period of time now building up to it where you can ultimately save up transfers, and then in maybe in a 29 or like building towards that blank, sort of moving slowly out of the, like maybe the Trents or the Halls or the Munozes or the Rodgers, etc. Or you save those free transfers up and make 4 free transfers or 5 free transfers in 29. That's exactly my plan, Luca. I'm planning to roll. So if I tell you my plan, it will be, and let me just remind myself of what, this is a rough plan. Obviously things crop up, but I'll probably I'll use my 2 frees in 23 to bring in Alisson and maybe like a Mikolenko. And then 24, 25, 26, I'm going to roll. And then like if I can, that's ideal. I get 3 rolls in. And then 27 is where I'm going to start to look to transfer out maybe a Hall, and maybe even Everson as my backup keeper, move him to Fabianski so that I can keep Alisson in there and have Fabianski for 29 and then going forwards. And then like if I am going to use my transfers along the way to 29, I ultimately want to be trying to use them on players that are going to blank in 29. Because after that Liverpool double game week, then Trent becomes a meh for me. I don't need him. So he could come out. Hall even in that space of time doesn't have the greatest fixtures. So like 25 Man City, 26 Forest, 27 Liverpool. 28 West Ham is nice, but then 29 he's going to blank. So he's someone potentially that I look to move out. And then I'm going to try and keep Salah, Isak and Gordon for 29 because I'm going to put all 3 of them on the bench. So it's actually ideal that I've held on to Kepa because Alisson blanks in 29. Yeah. So look, if Spurs knock out Liverpool, it makes it a lot easier to navigate that 29. Yeah, they won't blank in 29. So, and I miss free hitting in double game weeks. They allow so much variety. Yeah, they do. But then you've got this assistant manager to use in the double game week now. You've got the triple captain. You've got maybe a bench boost, like a wild card into a bench boost. That really gives you a bit of variety as well. But yeah, I think it is quite difficult to manage this year. The 34 one, I would say that's really tough to manage without free hitting. Yeah, so if Spurs beat Liverpool, which obviously is the more likely the option, 1-0 up, right? Then Liverpool don't blank in 29, then it's Spurs v Fulham that blanks in 29. So then you have to think about the Solankis, the Robinsons, the Castagnas, the Jimenezes. Those are the ones that you're thinking about. For assistant managership, can you switch managers midway through the chip and it will cost a free transfer? Yeah, and I strongly recommend switching. Don't go to the same manager all the way through. Pick and choose your weeks. Make sure you spend that free transfer on moving the assistant manager rather than changing a player. Because if you get that call right, and say you just pick to play like the team who's playing against Southampton or something like that, right? Or the team, or against a team that has nothing to play for in game week 38. A win is a guaranteed 8 points, is what I was saying, because you get 6 points for the win, and then either if it's 1-0 minimum win, you get 1 for the goal and 2 for the clean sheet, so 9 points. Or if you scored 2 to win, you'd have to score 1 or 2, right? And you can only win 1-0 or 2-1, right? Then you get 6 for the win and 2 for the goals, so you get 8 points. So minimum 8 points every time you get a win. If it's a double game week, even better. But yeah, I would say using your free transfer, moving to a random player versus potential 8 points. And if you're going gambling on a lower team, you can get the 10-point bonus. You can get 18 points. Yeah, crazy. Leave who's hypothetically free hit and wildcard if used already. What can you do aside from go unlive? Hypothetically free hit and wildcard if used already. So you're saying if you've used the free hit and the wildcard already, the wildcard too? I think it's really hard. I think if you have done that, you probably hope Tottenham knock out Liverpool. If Tottenham knock out Liverpool, you'd probably be fine managing 29. And then you need to try and save your transfers up towards 34 to get through that blank. And probably your assistant manager chip, you use maybe 36 to 38. You use 36 to 38. You use the bench boost in the 33 double, and then you transfer those guys out in 34 using 5 free you're trying to have 5 free transfers in 34 to move people out. That's what I would do. If you don't have any free hits, you hope Spurs knock out Liverpool and you can manage 29, and you save up 5 free transfers for 34 because that's going to be tough. And then assistant manager 36 to 38, I think. You got to get the assistant manager right. I can't wait to pick a team that's like 16th and they knock off a mid-table team with nothing to play for and they get all those extra points for ladder position. Yeah, and I think it depends on when you play it. If you play it 31 to 33 and you target the doubles, in my opinion, you target the big teams that are going to win the games, and you don't risk getting 1 point from your assistant manager. If you go 36 to 38, then I think in the double maybe you target one of those teams. But I think in the single game weeks you go for I think 36 to 38 you're able to. Yeah, it is rough if you used free hit and wildcard already, but I mean it's learning for next season, right? I think if you go 36-38, you can target lower teams and target the bigger upside. But if you go 31-33, you maybe target the lower teams in the 2 doubles, so that you get 2 chances at it. And then in the single, I'd pick the big team. Like if 32 is the single, I'd just pick the Liverpool v Southampton or something like that. If that was the fixture, I can't remember what the fixtures are. 32. Liverpool v West Ham, Chelsea v Ipswich, or something like that. I'd pick Chelsea. I'd pick Man City v. No, I definitely wouldn't pick Man City v Crystal Palace. Yeah, I pick like Liverpool v West Ham or something like that. Church of Kulu we trust. Yeah, I mean I can't support that. Sorry guys, regardless of FPL, I can't support that. I've got to be supporting Liverpool with. But yeah, they played very well against us. I mean, we thought we played really poorly against them. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, I think the key things to look out for is after game week 24, you'll know who obviously makes the finals here. You'll know a few more teams that are out of the FA Cup, so you know teams that definitely won't be in the semis and blanking in 34. Like Villa Tottenham play, one of those 2 will then be out. Brighton v Chelsea, Bournemouth v Everton, Leicester v Man United. Those are the all Premier League clashes, so 1 or 2 of those teams will be out. Yeah, it's hard because it's like you often point chase and sometimes in these like differential captaincy weeks, I almost think like it's almost a differential to go for the people that are like the normal captains. But yeah, I try not to. I've got to be honest, I actually was quite aggressive with my transfers earlier this season because I thought we had so many that you could save up. But now, like going forward to 29, I think it's important to roll. I think it's important to just try and structure your team with people that you're happy with, and then just don't chase fixtures because it's been so hard to pick. Try and pick defenders with attacking upside because the clean sheets are like, even I'm finding them so hard to pick. So yeah, that's my sort of thoughts. But man, 300k. Where are you now, Levu? How many? 300k is like still pretty good. You got a great chance of making well into the top 100k. Chip usage important, obviously. Yeah, like 100% Spurs. So that's what I was saying about 31 to 33. If Spurs win and they go into like this double game week with say like 31 because they're not in the quarterfinals of any cups, and they have like Southampton and Liverpool, Southampton and Fulham in a double, that'd be awesome. Like they could get like a nice easy one, and then might even get a points bonus for being like shitty in the table, but they probably won't be that low by then. But yeah, maybe not in Forest. Like that is someone they could knock off, and I mean not easily, but that would be a nice one to have. Spurs. And then yeah, I guess the same thing goes for like the Newcastle one. Newcastle v Palace. Palace in those game weeks. 31 Brighton, Man City 32. Mate, if they have Newcastle or Man City, I'm definitely assistant managing Palace. Palace always get a result against Man City. Always. 3-3-3-5-6-8, Levy. That's pretty good, man. Sold the kitchen trying to bring in Wood. Could have kept Jackson and switched Pedro to Wissa. Yeah, but I mean, Wood returned for you, right? Got the 9-pointer. Unless you benched him last week. Probably under my direction as well, so sorry. Murphy starts about every game now. I remember when everyone said he's rotation risk. Yeah, I don't think he's, like, for me, it was just Harvey Barnes obviously had good form earlier in the season, but now, like, Murphy's playing great. He's not really a rotation risk, it's more like a minutes. Like, he's going to get less minutes than Gordon. So when all these content creators are showing you XG, like XG per 90, you got to take into consideration he's actually not playing 90, he's playing like 60, so it gets scaled up, but he's actually not playing those minutes, so you got to scale it back down. That's where I brought it mad and got me to 90 points. Yeah, top stuff, Levy, mate. So yeah, look, attacking the upside is not always bad, right? And I think over the next few weeks you can afford to attack some upside. Then after 24, start trying to rein it in, trying to rein back in that chasing, because like really, like you could have gone well over these few weeks. I think it's really hard to pick. I think like me personally, I think my team, I've got to get a bit. I love my team. I think my team looks great, but like, I just think I've got to get a bit lucky to sort of climb up the ranks, and really like captaincy's so big at the moment. Yeah, I don't like it when there are weeks when they're so close. I like it when there are weeks where, to me, they're not close. Like, to me, like from a tactical perspective, there's a clear favourite, and I'm like, yeah, this is the guy I'm going. Even last week, I know, like, obviously Mbumo didn't get the returns, but he created so many chances against Man City, and I felt like my gut obviously said Mbumo. I know he's not going to sell, but my gut obviously said Mbumo, and I was like, I would have been fine with that as a choice. Like Palmer, I didn't feel like was the right option against Bournemouth. I think that was probably a fair assumption. I know he got the goal, but I thought Bournemouth did good. And then Isaac, I just didn't know. Didn't know the minutes. People had more faith. I should have had more faith. But yeah, I think this week's a tough one because realistically, on paper, for those matchups, all of those matchups are really nice. Isaac v Bournemouth, really nice. Palmer, really nice v Wolves. Salah v Brentford, like really nice. Just, yeah, very, very tough. You just got to hope your pick is the best one. You were so confident Salah was blank. I was always captaining versus Southampton if I was by United players between Isaac and my United player. Yeah, I mean, well, if you'd have bought Ahmad, it would have been the right one. Minus 20 hits this season with negative return, 0 jackpot. Yeah, I like what I try and will tell you most of the time, Lever, is that I think hits are not really ever worth it. Or they're very rarely worth it. Unless it's in like a blank game week where it's like, well, realistically you're taking a -4 for otherwise you're going to get 0 points by not having a player. So really it's a -2 because you get guaranteed 2 points for your player starting. So those are the weeks where I'm like -4s I prefer, or where like long term you're looking to make a bunch of transfers down the line. You really need to get certain players in for that week for the long term. Sold Saka for Bruno. Everyone was captaining for 30 plus. Highlight for me wildcard after. Yeah, there are obviously sometimes you get it right and it's like it feels great. I think sometimes when you have a bad week, you just got to turn off FPL for the week. I think my view now is like now I'm doing content creation. It's a bit harder to just like not look at football for the week. So when I have a bad week or like a week where I was like not that happy, it's just like just gotta let it go. I've got to learn to breathe, let it go, not get too worked up over it. Hopefully people don't give me too much shit in the comments, but I mean our crowd is pretty good so far. But I don't mind a little bit of shit. It's pretty fun. As long as it's banter. Boomo was a crazy one for you. Yeah, but I stand by it. I really do. I think like, he had a lot of chances, and then like Brentford like could have scored many. I think what I said about that game did happen. Like Bumo against Guardiola was running at him constantly, causing him so many problems down there right. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's just like you don't want to talk to him. He's like, shut up. But I think just don't look at football for the week. If you have a shitty week, just watch my video later in the week. Just take a break until like Thursday, Friday. Imagine if you were on the one on the pitch. Yeah, mate. Mate, I used to be super pissed when I used to play football and we used to lose on the weekend. But as I say, I just wouldn't think about it for the week. And then I'd start thinking about it like Thursday, Friday again. Just gotta learn to I don't know. I've got to get some new hobbies in the week. That's the thing. That's why I'm at the tennis this week at the AO in Melbourne. Also end up going Palmer, Isak vice captain this week. Game week. It's coin flip between Cole and Mo. Yeah, I got to be honest. It is a coin flip between all three of them for me this week. Probably Palmer and Mo, like if they were both to play 90, would be my two favourites. And I didn't really speak about it too much in detail, but those probably would have been my two favourites. I haven't really had that much time to do that much thinking this week because I've obviously been away on holiday. But you took a hit for 19 points as well. Yeah. Well, to be honest, like the hit for Mbumo was kind of forced for me through injuries because I made a really early transfer to Trent that week to catch the price rise because I had all these plans to bring in Allison and Robinson, and I wouldn't have been able to afford them later down the line. So I did an early transfer, and then Bowen fractured his foot in the last game. And I was like, well, I don't have enough players, and I'm planning to bring in Mbumo for Bowen the week after anyway. So I was like, I'll just take the 4-point hit, bring in Mbumo now, and then he got 19 points, and I was like, God has blessed me. I am God. No, joking. So yeah, that was the best hit I've ever taken. Plus 15. Should have doubled up on Brentford this week and still hit that hit. Yeah, it's hard though. Doubling up on attack, tripling up on attack. I'm never big on it. And do you know why that's so funny? Look at my team right now. Isak and Gordon and Boomer and Wissa. But they're scoring a lot of goals, and I've said to myself like, well, it worked with Isak and Gordon. And I stressed myself out about who to go for with between Mbumo and Gordon for ages. Went Gordon, it worked, and then I ended up going Mbumo 2 weeks later anyway. And then I brought Wissa last week. He obviously got me 6 points, but I mean, if I hadn't brought him in, I'd have probably started Chris Wood. So each to their own. But like, I like Wissa and I like Mbumo, but I just feel like one of them will return every week rather than both of them, unless they like smoke someone. But I feel like, touch wood, touch me a hollow head. I think like one of them will probably. Hey Jonesy, no worries mate. Always appreciate you. Sorry that I struggled with your team IDs a little bit this week, but it's because I'm having to scroll on this and I'm clicking through the screens because I'm not home with my setup, so I was just a bit slower. You got to attack the team and score a lot of goals, especially when two players you're buying the focal points of the attack. That's what I thought as well, mate. And that's why I ended up with Wishart and Mbumo. I just thought they were the best options. Good fixtures. Team that score a lot of goals. I like nice upsides. Yeah. And there wasn't that many amazing options at that price at the forward line. Could have gone João Pedro. But I just fancied Wissa in the end. Just with while Welbeck was out and Brighton was still finding their feet, I was fancying Wissa over JP. But it's going to be annoying. Like Welbeck's going to come in, João Pedro's going to start playing 9, then he's probably going to start scoring goals again. Then I'm going to get annoyed about I went Wissa, and Wissa will probably start blanking. But yeah, I love. Yeah, I think like if I'm honest, right, if I'm on a wild card right now. After I make my transfers next week, which will be Allison in for Ramsdale and somebody in for Guardiola that I'll think about over the week, my team is literally what I'd wildcard into now. I'd probably for the next two, I'd wildcard now, and I'd probably have I'd obviously have Trent for the double. I'd probably have Fabianski for Everson, 4 million fodder, whatever, wow phase. I'd probably have someone better at fodder, maybe Mikalenko, and then. I don't think I'd change any of the rest of my team. Everyone's really buying the people I've got in there at the moment. So all the players are rising, but yeah, I just need to get the captaincy picks right. And I think that transition-based style that Brentford play and the fact that they don't have the low block helps Liverpool, because Liverpool obviously struggle against teams that play that low block. But obviously Thomas Frank is a very smart manager, so he's going to try and cause Liverpool problems defensively so that their midfielders are going to have to help out, that they're going to get 2-on-2s against Trent and Robbo. And then Liverpool are going to have to be breaking against Brentford as well. So I think the game will be heavily focused in transition, plays. And therefore I thought Salah was a great captaincy option, because I think he's fantastic in those. If he can get into one-on-one positions with Brentford defenders, he's got a great chance. Anyway, guys, been great chatting through all this stuff. Hopefully the chip strategy stuff helped as well. I'm probably going to jump off because 10:30 now. Sorry, Luca, would you change Trent to someone cheaper if you could, or are you happy to have him? Sort of feel like sometimes a goal threat from BBD and set piece more valuable than possible assist from Trent. I don't mind either. I'd just say the potential for maybe Liverpool to be pushing for a goal means Trent's flies further forwards. Realistically, if it was outside of a double, I'd probably rather have a Konate Van Dijk. If I was on a wildcard, I'd still probably go Trent. I think his value is not good, but I think he still has more attacking potential than a Konate Van Dijk. But the way I see it is he's just not worth. It's probably really small how much I would say he's better for expected goals, assists. I don't think it's huge difference, and it's definitely not worth the price difference between a Konate, for example. But if you can afford it for this short period of time, the ceiling is so much higher. Do I think that Trent gets benched for either Ipswich or the double? No. The reason why I don't think that is because the games are actually quite spread out. I think the one he's most likely to get benched for, if he gets benched for one, would be Bournemouth, the first one, because they then play Tottenham midweek on the Tuesday. If I pull the thing back up, can you see it on the screen? Is my face covering it? No. Yeah. So you've got the Bournemouth, and then you have Tottenham on the Tuesday, and then they'll definitely rest their full team against Plymouth on Saturday. Conor Bradley is definitely going to play Plymouth. They're not going to play Plymouth. And then Trent will come back for Everton. So Trent will definitely play Everton. So yeah, I think he definitely plays Everton, which is probably the one I most want to have him for, because that's probably the one with the clean sheet. I mean, there is a chance that he misses Bournemouth. There is a chance. I would say there's definitely a chance. Because if you just look at these fixtures, they obviously got PSV. That's probably going to be Conor Bradley. I think that will be Conor Bradley because Liverpool would have qualified already. That's going to be an irrelevant game for them. They'll qualify here in 7. In the top 8. They'll be top 8, qualified, hopefully. Then they rest Trent here. Yeah, he probably plays. Even this, I think Conor Bradley might play. I think he probably plays Bournemouth. He might even play both of them. Then rest Plymouth, and then play Everton. Tough one to pick. But I mean, you've also got the same. I mean, Van Dijk, yeah. Maybe if you want to be more solid, Van Dijk is maybe the more safe bet. I mean, the centre-backs are not going to get rotated, are they? Maybe Konate, but Van Dijk's not going to get rotated. He'll just come out for Plymouth. So, yeah, if you want to be safe, maybe, looking at those fixtures, there is a chance that he gets rotated for Bournemouth if they want him for Tottenham. But Van Dijk wouldn't, for sure. I thought the AO should be a great day out. Yeah, looking forward to it. I went yesterday, actually. It was the main day I had tickets for. I saw a few good games, so it was really good. Big tennis fan. Had a great time. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I haven't missed any of you guys' comments, have I? No. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Everyone that's watching on catch up or anything, please remember to subscribe to the channel. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. Join my FPL league. I do have a league that I've set up now that you can join if you want to join. I've also got a second chance league if you're late and you it should be on screen now. I'll pause it. I've also got a second chance league. It starts from game week 19, the scoring, so you can join both of my leagues if you want to. Yeah, it gives you sort of a second chance if you didn't start on time. I know a few people requested that. Thanks Luca, thanks Jonesy, thanks Levu. You guys are all still here. Appreciate you guys staying on for a chat after. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a great week. Good luck this game week. Hope everything goes well. And yeah, I'll catch up with all you guys soon. This has been your English Aussie. Catch you next week.